Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Tennessee, call or text Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Baltimore Orioles baseball.
He swings at a slider out to right field, backing up at the wall, back-to-back jacks. Orioles make it 4-0 in a heartbeat off of George Kirby.
Catch all the action right here on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
Pirate fans, the 2022 football season is going to be one for the record books. East Carolina is coming off a 7-win bowl season, and 2022 is shaping up to be even better. The Pirates need you to pack Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium this fall with a great home slate that includes in-state rival North Carolina State. The American Conference schedule features home games against UCF, Memphis, Houston, and Navy. Season tickets are on sale for as low as $125. Get your tickets today by visiting ECUPirates.com.
America's favorite light beer, Bud Light, is also the official beer of the ECU Pirates. When planning your fun times at the pool, river, beach, or backyard grilling, be sure to pick up some Bud Light at your favorite retailer. Bud Light carefully brews their beer to be perfect for anywhere there is fun, because when there's fun, Bud Light is there. Have fun this summer, Pirate Nation, and always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. In studio with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. What's new, Jeff?
You know, everybody's thinking we're having some inventory issues in the car business, which some of it's true. But the good news is, you know, we're getting vehicles from the factory every single week. So what the customer can do is come in, get an appraisal on their trade-in if they have one. They can pick a vehicle that's incoming and actually kind of build it how they want. And then when it gets here in the next 6 to 8 weeks, they're actually taking delivery of a new vehicle.
Brown & Wood, your number one dealership in Greenville and the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Join us at Purple Blossom Yoga Studio, Greenville's premier yoga studio, for our wide array of classes, including restorative, power, hot yoga, and more. We even fly into the weekend with our aerial yoga workshops. New to our studio? Check out our special for new yogis. 3 classes for only $30. Check out our website or social media for all the information and up-to-date schedules at Purple Blossom Yoga Studio. Purple Blossom Yoga, where your health and mindset collide and help you transform to a new you.
This isn't your regular cola, so this isn't your regular cola ad. No beach parties or family barbecues here, just Nitro Pepsi, the first cola ever infused with nitrogen. So forget everything you thought you knew about soda, because that nitrogen gives us a whole new experience. Think an infusion of smaller bubbles for a cola that's got a lighter, smoother texture. And don't get me started on the pour. You don't pour this like any other cola. We're talking turn the can completely upside down and watch as those bubbles cascade into the glass to create a frothy, luxurious foam topping. Can your cola do that? I didn't think so. Unless you've got your own Nitro Pepsi, in which case cheers to your great taste. Because you already know that the only thing better than the pour is the unapologetic cola taste. What else is there to say? From the creamy foam to the smooth texture to its unbelievably delicious flavor, this is cola like you've never had it before. Time to bring your taste buds to the next frontier. New Nitro Pepsi. Smooth, creamy, delicious.
The fireworks start now at Bostic Sugg Furniture. Celebrate star-spangled savings store-wide with low holiday prices throughout the store. Save up to 70% off clearance items plus 12 months special financing. Get the style and comfort you want for not a lot of money. Get the sleep of your dreams on a new mattress with 48 months special financing. There's never been a better time to buy new furniture. Don't miss this star-spangled savings now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
Hi.
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 Tabua. Aub.
What about Aub?
Safula.
Cool, neat story.
Was that supposed to be funny? There's local politics, bud.
Don't go over the rules. It'll take forever. Let's just get to the draft.
Let's get the pumping.
I got a little taco meat on my chest.
We fine. We in the thick. I mean, everybody gonna be loud. I'm gonna be loud with them. I'm gonna screaming too. Like, yeah, let's go. Let's do this. You ready for this? I am.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right, welcome in to a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios, coming to you today on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We are on 1250, 930, also online, PR927FM.com, and you can watch the show on Facebook Live and YouTube and be a part of today's show as we head into July 4th, our last live show here for a while. We'll be back with you coming up on July the 11th live. So your last opportunity, if you want to jump in and be a part of today's program for a while today, check us out on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Also via Twitter as well. You can chime in on what's on your mind and in the world of sports and otherwise. Coming up on the program, we'll check in with Billy Weaver here in about 5 or 10 minutes. Give him a call. He'll join us on the program. Malcolm Gray, if you're not early, you're late, and he is early. He's going to join us here hour number 1. Malcolm, good to see you, man.
Good seeing you, brother. Thanks for having me on.
Your name, you've been in the news. Sometimes that's a bad thing, but in this case, it's a good thing, Malcolm. So.
Yeah, apparently so. Yeah, that's what people tell me.
We'll talk about some exciting, awesome news from Malcolm Gray. And Malcolm, I hadn't really had you on to talk Major League Baseball this year, so we'll do a little bit of that too.
Okay, I haven't been really watching. I've been kind of busy, but yeah, let's do it.
Well, you've been doing. Well, we'll talk about that in a moment. Malcolm Gray here for hour number 1. Hour 2, Tony Dunn, CarolinaCatChronicles.com. We'll talk NFL. Also, Tony, we do our anger management rage room session on Thursdays, but Tony said he wanted us to allow him to rage a little bit. He's got something going on at his home, so we're going to talk about that coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. At 5 o'clock, voice of Dowdy Ficklin Stadium and Minges Coliseum, Morgan Ahlers will join us. Also, Mark Greenhelge, Golf Shop Radio Show, and Brian North. So we're guest heavy here, but also have time to just hang out with the boys because Shirley's gone, and now we can throw trash all over the place and. There's no rules. Shirley's not here. Chandler filling in on audio production. Hello, Chandler.
What's up, Clipper? Let's let loose, baby. Shirley's gone.
Letting loose. CJ's here as well. Hello, CJ.
What's up, Clip? How are you?
Good. Just the guys, just the guys hanging out.
Guys Friday.
That's right. Just like down the pants, drinking a beer.
We're in our underwear.
Totally in our. Is that what guys do?
I mean, when I'm at the house by myself.
Okay. All right. Good enough. Malcolm, you can keep your clothes on if you'd like.
I think people would like that.
But we got to take care of some business. There's not much going on the ECU front. We'll talk conference realignment at some point during this 3 hours. But big question. Have you been followed by any celebrities lately?
No luck, dude.
Me neither.
I did not get followed, but I got a retweet from a celebrity who I was not looking to get.
That doesn't count.
Yeah, it wasn't part of the game.
So, Malcolm, we're playing a very cringy game where we give each other people to follow every day, like celebrities, and we have to beg them for a follow. And we're going to keep playing until somebody finally gets a follow.
That's interesting. I like that.
So, we have been begging for a week now.
We look like weirdos on Twitter.
Complete
Malcolm.
and utter weirdos. And that's the fun part of the game. So Shirley's not here, so we'll just do a triangle here today. And Chandler, I do have somebody I want you to ask for a follow from.
Okay.
Let me pull up his name. His name is your name. His name is Chandler. His last name is Riggs, better known as the kid from The Walking Dead.
Okay.
So the kid from The Walking Dead, Chandler Riggs. You can say, "Hey, man,
I never watched that show in my life."
We got the same last name or first name.
Yeah. There you go.
His name was Carl on the show. Coral, his dad kept calling him. Did anybody watch Walking Dead in here?
No shot.
CJ, dang. All right. I watched it and then realized it was the same episode over and over and over again. I was like, okay, I'm kind of tired of this show. So, Chandler, you're going to follow Chandler Riggs and try to get a follow, okay?
All right, sounds good.
All right, so you go to CJ, right?
Yes.
And CJ will go to me.
All right, CJ, I know you posted on your Snapchat story of this dude. Have not a clue who this dude is, but you do. Good luck trying to follow or get a follow from JID. So, have at it.
I know JYD, Junkyard Dog, from the 80s. Who is JID?
He's a rapper. The guy I got a retweet from was a rapper, so Chandler was asking me rappers I'm into.
All right, I call him Jid.
He calls himself Jid as well.
Okay, Jid. Good luck with Jid. All right, who do I have to ask for a follow from?
I was actually, I don't know why, I was planning this for Chandler, but it works for you too. It's a Hornet that was drafted a few years ago by you guys. It's Frank Kaminsky.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I like that.
Is that the Wisconsin guy? No.
Yeah.
Frank the Tank.
Frank the Tank, who is now with the Suns.
Can I even fake say, hey, Frank, big fan? Like, I don't even know if my fingers will allow me to type that.
Hey,
I'll
Frank.
do it for you.
Hey, Frank, big fan. I had a mustache like you once. All right, Frank Kaminsky, gross. All right, that'll be my my follow for today.
What does the winner get?
Nothing.
It's just
not a thing. You get that follow.
You get that follow, and then next thing you know, you're going to blow up, and you're going to be all over the place.
That's right. You get the fame that comes with being followed by the kid from The Walking Dead, or Frank Kaminsky, or Jid. Malcolm's a big Jid guy. All right, so good luck, and I guess we'll get a week off from this, and we'll have to bring it back in mid-July. So unless we get a follow first, right now I've sent follow request, Malcolm, out to Billy Ocean. Old singer. Also, Evangeline Lilly, Kate from Lost. I don't know if you ever watched that show.
Never watched that one.
And the third was, we all sent one to Jim Ross from WWE, AEW.
Right.
And then, who's my third? Oh, I got it started with Lisa Loeb. The whole thing started because Sergeant Slaughter followed me, but turns out he follows everybody. So it's not that cool. And I was like, you know what? I'm on and Ron Hunter, the coach from Tulane, basketball coach, he followed me over the weekend too. So I was like, man, I'm on a hot streak.
Lisa Loeb.
And I was like, and I just picked the most random person, and that song came to mind.
Was that
You Say?
Yeah.
So I'm over right now, as is everyone else in getting follows. All right, Chandler, give Billy Weaver a call.
You got it.
And we'll get him on the program. We'll talk to Malcolm Gray later on. But while you're here, Malcolm, man, huge week for you. You are now top dog media relations out at East Carolina. You have been here a long time, and not just at ECU, but as we were talking about earlier this week, Greenville Rose guy. So you're if we sliced your arm, Malcolm, you'd probably have some purple blood running out of it.
Good chance. It's probably like 99% chance. Yeah.
How'd that whole process go as far as you getting that job?
It was weird. It was long. I literally interviewed the Monday after the Super Regional was over with. So I got home and got to bed around 5:15 in the morning, and at the office at 8:45. Had an interview Monday afternoon 3:30. Kind of got told that there's a good chance this is going to happen, and then you have to go through all the HR paperwork and stuff like that. I had to resign my current job to get the new job. It's just really weird, but it just kind of fell into place, and I'm happy. I'm ecstatic. It's gonna be a fun ride, and I'm ready to get going.
We're happy too, man. Not only just because we're consider you a buddy of mine, but also because you do an awesome job. And I have told people, if they're not, and Troy and a lot of people can attest to this, hang out with Malcolm and work Malcolm, or you really separate the personal from the work.
I do. I really do. And you have to do that.
You do. And I recognize it. So if I see you in a work environment, I do not say the stuff I say to you when I see you in this environment.
I would appreciate that.
There you go. But we'll talk more about that with Malcolm Gray, another guy who has worked with you, and a buddy of yours, Billy Weaver, joining us on the Pirate Radio Live line. Weave, how you doing on this Friday, man?
Doing good, guys. Congratulations, Malcolm. Good job, man.
I appreciate it, Billy. Thank you.
And
one of the best in the business, for sure.
Well, I definitely appreciate that comment. Thank you.
Speaking of new gigs, Weave, I don't know. You got any news for us today?
No, not yet. Not officially. Thank you, Flip. These are things that you talk about in the pre-show meeting.
I was talking about you returning to the fifth quarter. Are you going to be back with us this year?
Oh, my God. Yeah, actually we are. Going to be back for the fifth quarter. That's going to be a whole lot of fun.
There's big news for you, so mark that down, folks. Another year of Weave on the fifth quarter.
That is big news. I can't wait, man. I've already had a bunch of people talk to me about being super excited about the first game of the season. I don't know anybody that's really excited about the game time, but you know what? When that game day comes around, it doesn't matter if they play at 8 o'clock in the morning, man. That's going to be an incredible atmosphere at Dowdy-Ficklen.
Well, I know I might can name a couple people that don't mind the game time myself, so I can maybe watch some football that night, and then people working like Malcolm Gray.
Absolutely, I'm down with that.
Which is weird, man. If you'd have talked to me 20 years ago, I would have absolutely hated the kickoff time. But now that I'm like, that's a work day for me. I bring on the nooners, bring on 11 or 10 a.m. Let's do it. Let's go early morning. But no, I get your point, Weave.
Yeah, when I was in television, that would have been absolutely incredible. We used to love the 3:30 games. Were the worst for us. A lot of people like those 3:30 games, but for TV guys and for, I don't know about newspaper guys and all that, but with us having a 6 and 11 o'clock show, that 6 o'clock show, which is your big show, it always was a tough deal with the 3:30 start. So I liked either the noon starts or like a 6:30 start was always really good too. We never really got many of those, but 6:30, 7 o'clock, or noon were good. The 3:30 were the terrible starts.
Billy Weaver joining us, Malcolm Gray in studio. Guys, we were talking wide receivers this week. Stephen Igo and I previewing the position groups for ECU football 2022. We talk receivers this week, and also when we do that, we talk about our favorites from the past. And mine is pretty easy. Dwayne Harris, my all-time favorite football player, happens to be a wide receiver as well. But he was brought up a lot. Of course, Zay Jones, Justin Hardy. Going back, you had the guys of the 90s, Larry Shannon, Clayton Driver, Troy Smith, guys like that. And then Andre Allison, Lance Lewis. I mean, there's been a million of them, and a lot of good ones. So I'll start with you, Weave. When you think about all-time favorite wide receivers, who's on your list?
Yeah, I, for some reason, and I don't know why, Marcellus Harris comes to mind. A lot of people remember, because when I first got to WITN, it was 1999. That was the David Garrard, Leonard Henry, all those guys. And I just remember he was, I don't know, something about him was just, he always knew how to get open deep. And I just remember moon balls thrown by David Garrard, some of the highest, deepest balls I think I've ever seen a college quarterback throw, and it seemed like Marcellus Harris was always a guy that could get under those balls. So I don't know, he just always stuck out to me. All the ones that you mentioned, you just look at the names. All the ones that you mentioned, it's incredible how many great receivers have come out of ECU, and obviously the national records speak for themselves. But you go down the list of NFL guys. Did you mention Terrence Copper?
I did not mention T-Cop. Yeah.
That's another one too, and he's one of my favorites just because of the fact that I watched him from 9th grade.
All right, yeah.
He playing at Washington High School and going out there. That was always, when WITN was based in Chocowinity, that was my route on Friday nights. I would always stay close to the TV station and go to those games. So Washington High School was right in our backyard. So I watched Terrence Copper come up through Washington High School, and then, of course, at ECU doing some great things, and then on to the NFL. So he's another one that stands out.
You mentioned so Marcellus Harris. I'm glad you brought that one up, Weave, because we didn't talk about him this week, and you said you'd love him catching the deep ball. How about in 2000, Marcellus Harris had 496 yards receiving, so basically 500 yards. Pretty good numbers there. He averaged 21.6 yards per catch and had 5 touchdowns. 21.6 yards per catch is ridiculous.
And that's the thing is if you just knew that East Carolina in those days, you just knew they were, with David Garrard kind of doing what he was doing back in the backfield. We called him the beer truck because he wasn't a runner like a Michael Vick or one of those guys that you think of a dual threat quarterback. But when he did get out of the pocket and run, he was so hard to bring down, and he wasn't afraid to take a hit. So a lot of times during the game, he would, throw short passes, throw passes over the middle, and it's almost like he and Marcellus were setting up that big play. And every once in a while, they would hit it, and next thing you know, it's an 80-yard touchdown pass. It's just always stuck out in my mind about that duo for East Carolina.
Billy Weaver joining us. Malcolm, you've been around a long time as well. Who, when I say wide receivers, who's the short names on your list?
Well, I'm a big fan of Larry Shannon. He and I are really good friends, and obviously I got to know him after he played football. We were in grad school together, and he's a good one. When you, just like Billy said, when you talk about the history, you got to think of Justin Hardy. I mean, he set the NCAA record, and then Zay Jones broke it, but. Also like Cops. T. Cop's a good one. I also like Dwayne Harris because they're guys who also filled another role as well. So they were very important, meaning they were kick returners, punt returners, things like that. And Justin Hardy tried to do that, tried to do punt returns, but he fair called everything. It seems like, but and also I know he's he just left, but also like the small guys that go across the middle. Don't matter, that don't care if they get hit, like a Tyler Schnee.
And we were talking about that too. He's so freshly removed from East Carolina. I wonder what his legacy will be 20 years from now. Is he going to be almost in the underrated category, or are we going to remember those just monster numbers that he put up during his time here?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how it all shakes out. I mean, if he would have stayed, another year, he would, definitely be probably top 5 all time.
Yeah, he had Hardy and Zay numbers in his reach.
Absolutely,
if he had stayed.
So it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out later on.
Billy Weaver joining us. Looking forward to some football, Weave, and got some other stuff going on right now. And your New York Mets are not playing bad, but my Braves are red hot, Weave, and they're coming up on the tail. And you are. You're a realist Met fan, and also at some points a negative Met fan that you just think it's gonna all evaporate. But right now, just now a 3.5 game lead over the Atlanta Braves as we sit here going into July.
Yeah, still hanging on to that lead, and I like you said, I don't know if I'm even cautiously optimistic, to tell you the truth. More this year than in years past, because by this time of the season in years past, the Mets have already gone down 10 games to either the Braves or the Nationals or whoever else is leading the National League East at the time. But this time we're hanging in there a little bit. But the what's looming large is July 11th, 12th, and 13th, I think, is the date in Atlanta. That's when the Mets and Braves face off right before the All-Star break, and I just had this uneasy feeling that, the Mets are going to hang on to maybe, a 2-game, maybe game-and-a-half lead going into that series, and the next thing you know, coming out of Atlanta, going into the All-Star break, the Braves are going to be in first place, and that's all she wrote. But that's the life of a Mets fan, and I Clip, you can relate because we're both Commanders fans, so we've been in that boat many times before.
That you just like, no news is good news, pretty much, because if there's news about our teams, it's usually bad. So the Mets are 47-29. My Braves 44-33. Malcolm, if I told you at this point, before the season started, that on July 1st the Red Sox would be 43-33, you'd take that probably, right?
Yes, especially considering the way it started.
And
if I'm not mistaken, I think they're like 20-6 in June or some crazy number like that.
Won 8 of their last 10. Everything's good, but you're 12.5 games back. The Yankees are stupid good this year.
They're really good this year, and I think last time I talked to I was talking with someone about baseball. If I'm not mistaken, if the playoffs started right now, I think everything both wild cards will come out of the American League East.
Yeah, I mean you've got a division where right now it's the Blue Jays and the Red Sox, and then the Rays are basically right there with them.
Yeah.
So
the Orioles we don't have to worry about.
No, you don't. But even they are playing kind of ahead of their ski. They're 35-42, which is not great, but for the Orioles,
that's pretty good.
And that they could be maybe a little spoiler down the stretch.
Yeah, they can, especially with everybody playing 18, 19 games against each other in divisional play. It's gonna be tough. But the Yankees, wow, what they're doing right now is just ridiculous.
Score update on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Dub Buck. We'll turn Malcolm's Red Sox on. They're leading the Cubs right now 4-0 in some day baseball. We've Chase Elliott wins late Sunday night, early Monday morning, and gets his second win of the season in NASCAR. And now they're off to, I believe, Road America. Is that right? Coming up this Sunday.
Yeah, Road America. I mean, it makes sense going to Road America for the 4th of July weekend. That used to be the Daytona weekend where NASCAR would go back to Daytona for the July 4th weekend. It used to be the Firecracker 400 back in the day, but now they're going to Road America. It'll only be the third Cup Series race ever there, if I'm not mistaken. The Xfinity Series has run there a little bit more than the Cup Series, but last year when they went back to Road America, it was Chase Elliott who was the winner of that. And Chase Elliott, I mean, he's just been a monster on road courses, and so is Hendrick Motorsports. I mean, Hendrick Motorsports has won, I think, 6 or 7 of the last 13 road course races. Chase coming off a big win this past weekend, which I have to admit I didn't see. It was, I watched part of it, and then they went into the rain delay and lightning delay and all that, and by the time it got finished well after midnight, I had passed out by then, but he's got to be the favorite going into this one. Kyle Busch is another good, Kyle Busch has got some experience there in the Xfinity Series race. As a matter of fact, I think he won the last Xfinity Series race there at Road America. So those are the Cup regulars that a lot of people will keep an eye on. But of course, guys like Daniel Suarez, who earlier this season showed that he could win at that level and win on a road course. So there'll be some ringers in there as well, some guys that maybe you haven't heard of that'll come from up front. But I mean, if I had to put money on it, it'd be Chase Elliott. That guy came from 34th position last time at Road America to win that race, and that was the deepest in the field anybody in the Cup Series has ever won on a road course. You just don't win from the back of the field in road course races, and he's proven that he could do that. So I'd put all the chips in on Chase.
All right, Chase Elliott getting hot at the right time here in the NASCAR season. Billy, I don't know how much you followed it, and I basically followed it through social media, but apparently Bubba Wallace and his crew have been not seeing eye to eye, and his pit crew has really been struggling lately. And I think on Sunday he finally just told him he did. Here's the quote that was picked up, because you can hear the radio, right? We've like fans and people can listen to this. He said, "Leave me the F alone, dude. Don't talk to me the whole bleeping race." So he and his pit crew, he kind of went Kyle Busch on his crew there. What's going on with Bubba and his team right now?
Well, whenever you get into those frustrating situations where you're not winning races, I mean, there's a lot of pressure on Bubba Wallace just because of, the fact that he had gotten into the national media so much during, the COVID stuff, and with the news of, the noose that was supposedly found, or just turned out to not be a noose, that was at Talladega, and then, everybody got and rallied behind Bubba, and, he's become, a celebrity in NASCAR, but he hasn't held up to his end of the bargain as far as winning races. He won one race so far, and that was a rain-delayed race that he ended up winning. And, so, I mean, there's a lot of frustration there, and that's what happens. You get into frustration and things start to snowball like that. But it's funny to me that these guys, when you put a microphone in their face, they're a little bit more tame. Some of the like Kyle Busch, they'll say some words and things like that. But in the race car, when they're in their element, they really explode sometimes. But the thing is they also know that, like you said, you can go to any racetrack and you can get. They actually have race radios that you can rent for the day. You put them on. You can dial into the radio communication of any team member or any team on the track, and you can listen to those as a fan. Of course, the TV broadcast, they'll do the same thing. So these race car drivers know that people are listening, and that anything that they say is going to get out there. But I think they get into that competitive element. They get behind the race wheel of those cars, and all what breaks loose. So I don't know and I don't know if NASCAR is eventually going to step in and do something about that, but so far they haven't, and it's been great theater for race fans.
Yeah, and in defense of guys like Bubba Wallace and I guess Kyle Busch, which Kyle Busch doesn't care. He'll say it out of the car, in the car, on top of the car, or whatever. But, like, just think if we had this same access in other sports. And I'm not saying we would think all these guys are bad guys or anything, but we definitely look at every single one of these coaches and players differently if we had them mic'd up for an entire pregame, game, and postgame. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go out to a football practice.
Right.
I mean, seriously. And there's a reason, Malcolm will tell you, there's a reason the media is only allowed the first 20 or 30 minutes of football practice. Not only because, obviously, you know, coaches don't want media members out there being a distraction. They don't want them out there showing any plays that they're working on and, you know, something for the upcoming game that maybe is a wrinkle in the game plan or whatever. So that's obvious stuff like that. But on top of that, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I've been out to some football practices, and not specifically East Carolina, but I mean, I'm talking even on the high school level,
right,
where you get out there and some of the things that you hear. But I do remember now when I was working at WRBL in Columbus, Georgia, we covered that we had a minor league hockey team in town, the Columbus Cottonmouths, and I did a feature story on the coach there, and I remember his name to this day. His name was Bruce Garber, and I asked him if we could put a wireless microphone on him during a game. I couldn't use probably 3/4 of the video and audio that I had of him because of all the F-bombs that were dropped. I couldn't believe all the things that he was saying to the referees out there and didn't get tossed from that game. So you want to hear some fun stuff, mic up a hockey coach. They're the best.
All right. I'd love to hear Brendamore mic'd up for a game.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Yeah, we get a glimpse of his post-game speeches to his players, and there's a lot of stuff bleeped out of those. So.
Yeah, hockey coaches are definitely the best. I think football coaches are number 2 on that list. When you talk about animation and words that maybe will not pass the FCC litmus test.
Billy Weaver joining us. Weave, what's your must-have at your July 4th cookout this year? What do you got to have?
I mean, I think hot dogs.
Keep it simple.
4th of July is just synonymous with hot dogs.
Okay.
For some reason. You know, and maybe it's because of the Nathan's hot dog eating contest and all that. I mean,
Joey Chestnut, baby.
Yeah. It's just.
What's on your perfect hot dog, Weaver?
Oh, mustard, chili, and onions.
Yeah. Okay. Classic. I like it.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Dog, mustard, chili, and onions. And anybody that thinks my wife, she can hear me, and I know she's going to look at me weird here, but anybody that thinks ketchup is okay on a hot dog is a child.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Only kids put ketchup on hot dogs.
Y'all go to the kiddies table and let Weave and the real men eat hot dogs with mustard, chili, and onions. Weave, appreciate you joining us today, man. Have a great 4th of July week, and we'll talk again soon, man.
All right, see you guys.
Billy Weaver joining us on the Pirate Radio Live line. Malcolm, you'll hang out one more segment?
Sure.
All right, we'll hang out another segment, talk with Malcolm Gray, and have more for you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Friday. We'll be back with you after this.
The only way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the only way to get it is at Jersey Mike's, because authentic ingredients make a sub above. Jersey Mike's would like to dedicate the next 3 seconds to our new grilled portobello mushroom and Swiss sub. Trust us, it tastes good too, because fresh ingredients make a sub above.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Kyle Gaines from Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Not only will you feature a great selection of pre-owned inventory for sale, but we'll also buy your vehicle even if you don't buy one from us. Drive a little, save a lot. Give us a call and make a short trip to Washington and let us buy your vehicle today. It is totally worth it. We also service all makes and models at our state-of-the-art service department. Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram between Greenville and Washington, and WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Remember, drive a little, save a lot. Go Pirates.
Pirate fans, get ready for a winning season and team up with Quality Equipment, your local John Deere dealer and proud sponsor of the ECU Pirates. When you do business with us, you'll get things done right. We're proud to offer a large selection of new and used John Deere equipment, a fully stocked parts department, and a highly trained staff who is here to support you throughout the life of your equipment. So get quality done right before every ECU game day and visit QualityEquip.com.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. Do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
Welcome to US Cellular, where new and current customers choose any phone they want for free.
Free? Even the one with 5G and lots of storage?
Free.
And the one with the latest everything?
Free.
At US Cellular, any phone you see is free, whether you're a new or current customer. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is the home of the best margaritas. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Tuesday for the Gulp of Mexico, a huge 38-ounce lime margarita for only $7.99. On Thursdays, relax and enjoy half-price pitchers of Chico's house margaritas. Choose from lime, strawberry, blood orange, raspberry, or peach. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Although innovative new resources such as digital media and social networks have grown in popularity, smart marketers recognize that printing is a mainstay.
We live in an age of computer hacking, scams, and fly-by-night businesses, so it's reassuring to consumers when they receive printed marketing pieces.
It exemplifies business confidence and conveys a high level of commitment.
It also fosters trust, which leads to engagement and ultimately brand loyalty.
When you're ready to grow your business, come to PIP, where business goes to grow.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey Pirate Nation, Warren's now has 2 locations, in Greenville across from Ron Ayers Motorsports and the Chocowinity location next to the fire department. Stop in today for hot dogs, pizza, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity featuring homemade cheese, ham and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some. Go Pirates.
This is Carson Wissenhunt, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Vacation spots are right here in our very own backyard. Take a trip to a state park and enjoy traditional camping, RV space, and also air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi. If you're by a lake, be sure to check out the opportunities to rent a canoe or a kayak and get on the water. Your next adventure is right around the corner. For more information, please visit ncstateparks.gov. Now let's head back into PRL. Here is Clip Brock.
All right, thank you, CJ Schaefer. Good job on the ad read. Could have been better in the transition, but hey, a lot more to go today, so you'll get better each time. And by 5:45, you'll absolutely nail it. Malcolm Gray hanging out in studio. So, Malcolm, let's briefly talk about your duties at East Carolina. A lot of people probably don't care. I do. I want to know. So, you've been with Media Relations, Sports Information. What do you guys call it in 2022?
It's Media Relations.
Media Relations. And you've been the head guy for baseball for how long now?
Since the 05 season.
Yeah, so a long time. But you've been out there for football too. You've been the number 2 to Tom McClellan, and on some days the number 1. So, like, how did your duties change now that you have been elevated to your position?
It's just more of running the day-to-day operations of what's going on. Myself, right now, we've got two people, myself and Chip Welch, and we're in the process of hiring two others, or hiring one and then another one right behind it. So it's just, running the day-to-day operations, working and collaborating with our marketing people, with our Pirate Creative team, and helping in any way with any way that we can, and to keep promoting ECU athletics, our sports teams, our coaches, and student athletes.
And luckily, Chip has been around a while. Not only knows the job, but knows East Carolina very well. But a two-man operation. I mean, you guys, how many have you had? What's the highest number of people in media relations you think you've had at one time?
If you include an administrative assistant, 6 people. Typically, we've had 5, and we're at 2 right now.
2's a little low.
Yeah.
But you're going to add to that.
Yes.
And then, hopefully be back at full strength. But, man, we're happy for you. That's awesome.
Appreciate it.
And there's been a lot of people kind of in and out of East Carolina. And how many times, Malcolm, as I said, that if you leave, I'm done? Like I'm leaving Pirate Radio.
You probably say that every day.
I do. So don't leave, because I want to keep doing this. But no, that's awesome, man. And now I guess I've asked you, have you been able to relax? And that answer is no. Hopefully you can find some downtime between now and August, because that's when football rolls right back around.
Yeah, well, as you said earlier, working with baseball, and Tom McClellan left in mid-May, and so me and Chip were kind of, all hands on deck type stuff with all the sports, and then I went to Clearwater with the baseball team, and come home with a regional, the super regional, and turn right around, interview for the job, and now working, wrapping up baseball, getting football going. It's a lot going on, but at the same time, I'm one of those individuals. I can't take a week off for a vacation. After a weekend, 2 days, I'm itching and I'm ready to get back and do something.
And in the past, you've worked with USA Baseball, which Cliff Godwin, Zach Agnos, a part of now. I think I saw Zach pitch last night in Stars versus Stripes game, but awesome to see them with the USA across their chest this year.
Yeah, no doubt. Coach Godwin is the third base coach and hitting coach for the second time. He did that a couple years ago when I believe it was Agnos, Jake, and Bryant Packard were on the team, and a great job for and an opportunity for Zach. He's a two-way guy. Obviously, I don't know if he's going to make the team yet or not. They have about a week and a half before they have to narrow it down to 24, 25 people, but he's now kind of a two-way guy. And when I was talking with Coach Godwin before he left, I asked him what he thought the shots were. He said, well, if you got a guy who can pitch and can hit, then you can add another arm, or you can add another bat to your roster.
Cliff said they're gonna take on the Netherlands, so he's gonna go make a trip he's never made before, so that's pretty cool. You made some pretty cool trips, right?
Yeah,
Team USA.
The year that I went, I was able to go to Tokyo and Taiwan. I would have been able to go to Cuba the following year, but there was a hurricane that rolled through Cuba and kind of delayed stuff. But Cliff's going to go out to the Netherlands and play in honk ball is what it's called. It's just a tournament, a big tournament, and so it'll be fun to be able to watch those guys. The only bad thing about it is it's like real early in the morning.
Oh, right. Got some time differences going on.
Yes, very much so.
Malcolm Gray joining us. Malcolm, I feel like we say this after every season, but how about this team, this special team that Cliff had this year, to go on the run they did, the winning streak, to go from kind of outside of the field of 64 to looking into being, all right, we're in as a 3. All right, we've locked up a 2 seed. Heck, we could host. Now we're hosting. Like, that run they went on is still incredible to think about.
It really is, and I think Cliff's come out and said this several times, and I know a lot of people in media, even including myself, have talked about it. But when you lose your number 1 before the season starts, and then you have to reshuffle your pitching rotation for the weekend, and then Cooch Maynard goes down, who's probably your number 2, and you're bringing Ryder Giles in to start. You're bringing C.J. Mayhew, starting a game, and he threw a no-hitter. I mean, this is your reliever, and it was just it It was fun to watch because you got to see the team gel and you got to see a lot of things that honestly you know I didn't think would ever happen. I didn't think we'd win 20 games. Nobody did. I mean, it was the second longest winning streak in the nation, behind Tennessee's 24, I believe. But the run that they went on, you know, to win the regular season, you know, for in the American, win the conference tournament, that's never been done outright by a number one seed overall. So that's something that's never been done in the American. To win 20 games in the American, you know, for the third straight year, to host a regional, to be a national seed, to win a regional, and then host for the first time a super regional, and you were there for, you know, for some of the games. The atmosphere was just unbelievable. You know, the last, I think, 5 games were our top 5 crowds of all time.
Yeah, right. That
was just amazing. 5,000 strong. That was fun.
And Malcolm, you've seen so many of those games, home and away. That Texas team offensively, and I don't know if it's just recency bias, but was that was the best offensive team I've seen at Clark LeClaire. How about you? Is there another one that rivals that?
Not many. Maybe you can say something, you know, for like one of the Rice teams back in Conference USA. But from 1 to 9, that might be the best I've seen come through here. And you know, even if the big guy didn't beat you, the guy behind him did. Right. Melendez. You know, there was always someone who stepped up. And in previous years, we're playing the super regionals, and it's the pitching that absolutely crushes us. Well, we were hitting. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. You know, they just, you know, got more hits, scored more runs, and that's what happened.
Yeah. How many runs did ECU give up in the Vanderbilt Super Regional? It was less than 10, right? It was
4-6, I think. It was 4-0, 2-1,
right,
or something like that.
And
6, maybe 7. Yeah.
That's, I guess, what's great and frustrating about baseball. A lot depends on that pitcher on the mound and the bats in the hands of the offense. Well, it was a super fun year, and hopefully. I say hopefully. I mean, the expectation's so high for Pirate baseball. As long as Cliff Godwin's here, they're going to put together a good team on the field.
No doubt about it, and they're going to do it the right way too. That's the best thing about it. They're going to succeed on the field, in the classroom, in the community, and that's what he's preached since the first day he came to campus, and that's what he's been doing.
Malcolm Gray joining us, and Malcolm, we now shift gears to football, and how about the upswing Mike Houston's guys are on? So it should be a very exciting season, and it all starts with a game that a lot of people have circled on the schedule. NC State coming into town. I know Coach Houston and the guys are excited to get this thing rolling.
No doubt, and I think Pirate Nation is excited as well. Unfortunately, we weren't able to play in a bowl game last year. So for the guys who didn't get a chance to, who ended their careers last year not playing in a bowl, but, you open up with a team that's most likely a top 20 team. I mean, I haven't seen any of the preseason polls yet, the ones as soon as the season ended last year, but you got Holton Ahlers coming back. I mean, you got just think offensively what you got coming back. You got a lot of weapons.
Yeah,
and I love the running back duo, and with Pop in there as well. Pop's in there as well. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Best backfield going into a season on paper we've had in a long time.
Since probably Marvin Towns and
Art Brown.
No, I'm not sure if it was Art Brown.
I remember Towns.
It was the both guys had like 1,000-yard rushing.
I think it was Brown and Towns.
Yeah,
because I was a student then, and I remember like a program or either a media guide, and those two were on the front.
Correct. Yeah,
with Towns and Brown. Malcolm Gray joining us. Malcolm, talked about your Red Sox right now. They have a 4-0 lead over the Cubs on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Da Buck. Thank you, Chandler. Yankees 56-21, and right now, absolutely cruising. Astros having a great year as well. Mets have been a huge story. Dodgers 47-28. Have you followed the Freddie Freeman stuff at all?
Yeah, it's very weird.
One of the strangest things I've ever seen. So I've never seen a homecoming as emotional as the one we saw with Freeman in Atlanta. Usually the guy will get choked up one time and then that's it. He was pretty much crying all weekend. He was an emotional mess. Then it came out that Freeman's agent basically hid the Braves' final offer to Freddie Freeman, and Freddie Freeman fires the agent. now the agency and the agent's coming out saying that's a false narrative on the negotiation. So I don't know where this thing's going to end, but this is a wild story. I've never heard of an agent, if it is true, withholding that information from the player himself. It's a strange deal.
It really is, especially considering, I don't think anybody knows what the Braves offered. I don't think that's been out there, but the agent works on behalf of the player, and he's still going to get his 10%. So if the deal was bigger, why would you not? Why would you not try to help him out? The only thing I can think of is maybe that it wasn't the number of years that they wanted, but still, I would have fired him in a heartbeat as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the agent side if that is true. Like, if he gets him to go to the Dodgers, are there extra perks in him some way? Like, I don't know. I can't really wrap my head around the whole thing. But that is a very odd story that's going on. Also, happy Bobby Bonilla Day to those who celebrate. It's July 1st. So he's still getting paid by the New York Mets.
They could go ahead and pay him off right now if they wanted to.
I kind of like that. I hope they don't.
Yeah, but he gets it, till he's 71,
it's
70?
35.
Yeah.
He gets $1.19 million every July 1st through, and it started in 2011.
Ridiculous.
And it ends
That's
in 2035.
Yeah.
That's a good agent right there.
He was playing smart back then. He was good with those were they called the Killer Bees with Bonds and Bonilla and Bell, or was that Biggio and I don't know.
Biggio
was that
and the Killer
Astros?
Bees, yeah.
But that Pirates team, CJ, before you were born, the Pirates used to be good at baseball. But I know you don't believe that, but it's true. So he was good then, but he got this deal towards the end of his career, right?
Yeah, exactly.
When he wasn't really that good anymore.
Yeah. It was right after, if I'm not mistaken, when Bonds ended up going to San Francisco, then he went type deal. That was just the height day of the money. That's when Will Clark and the where Palmeiro went to the Rangers and Will Clark went to the Orioles, and it kind of came out within the last 6-7 years that Will Clark was going to test the market to help Palmeiro out. And instead he kind of undercut him and got more money, but that was just a day where everybody was just getting paid stupid amounts of money.
Yeah. Well, and it won't surprise you, CJ, that the Pirates got rid of their good players. They used to do that, like they still do.
Yeah.
So
sometimes things never change.
That's very true.
CJ got to see the Pirates win live this week. Yeah. Saw them beat the Nationals earlier this week.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
Little live MLB action. All right, let's see. Anything else going on in baseball? Saw that Ronald Acuna, Aaron Judge will earn starts in the All-Star game. Acuna has not played that much due to injury. How about Aaron Judge on a contract year, Malcolm? He's been earning some pennies and is going to get paid a boat ton.
Yeah, no doubt. I saw something on Twitter the other day. His name's Jarrett Carrabas.
Yeah.
Said that here's your new center fielder for the Red Sox next year. I was like, oh gosh. I was like, oh my God. Now he would definitely thrive in that ballpark. There's no doubt about it.
He's going to thrive
wherever he goes.
Wherever he goes, the way he's hitting right now. But that's going on with MLB right now. Malcolm, I don't know, anything else on your horizon? What's
we got the baseball draft coming up pretty soon around the All-Star break. That's July 17th.
Keeping an eye on what, Agnos? And,
yeah, I think the big one, obviously everybody knows, Carson Whisenhunt probably was going to get drafted.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. Just like Kumar Rocker, not ECU related, but he got drafted last year and never signed because the Mets thought that he, I guess, had a bum arm.
So he'll be back in the draft, correct?
He's back in the draft, yeah. And then it'll be interesting to see where Bryson Morrell goes. I mean, I think he probably made himself a little bit of money towards the end of the year. I think he would have had eight home runs since starting of the conference tournament, and he finished with 20. So, I mean, he played pretty good. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes. There could be a chance that someone takes a look at Agnos and Mayhew, and then you have one or two guys coming in that possibly could get drafted. Right. So it'll be interesting to see, but all in all, I think when it's all said and done with, you're probably going to have your core guys coming back. You just lose the guys who, exhausted eligibility, basically.
Right. Malcolm Gray joining us. Malcolm, thanks for hanging out, man. And once again, congratulations to you. Awesome stuff. And we'll be talking to you in August, September throughout the football season, trying to get some interviews from you.
Yeah, sounds good, man. I appreciate you guys having me on, and happy 4th of July to you guys.
Same to you, Malcolm Gray. What's your must-have at a cookout?
Brats.
Yes.
Mustard.
Thank you.
Brats with mustard.
I know. I'm a brat man myself, so good call there. I want to go to your cookout, Malcolm. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back, wrap up hour number 1 of Pirate Radio Live. More to go after this.
Hey Chandler, what are you up to tonight?
Jenny, it's Tuesday, and I'm going to go sing with DJ Captain Morgan for karaoke at The Buck.
Well, that sounds like fun. I have to work. Well, what are you up to this weekend?
Well, believe it or not, I'm going to go listen to some live music Friday and Saturday night at The Buck.
Live music all weekend long, really?
Yep, all weekend, and they also have the biggest high-definition screen to watch all the sporting events on Sunday Fun Day.
I'm going to have to go check that out.
Yeah, just check out The Buck on Facebook or Instagram for all the information. The Buck.
If you have family coming over this summer, the last thing you need is sweaty relatives. Guarantee your air conditioning system is ready to keep everybody cool. Call Delcor. Buy a new train system and make no payments until 2023. It's hard to stop a train. With inflation and high gas prices, you don't need another payment. So buy this month and make no payments until 2023. Go to DelcorInc.com or call 252-321-8868. Delcor, the service professionals.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Cliff Godwin. Summer is upon us, and I want to invite you to attend our CG23 Youth Camp here at East Carolina University. We will offer 3 sessions of camp. All camps will be held at Clark LeClaire Stadium, and campers will get baseball instruction from the ECU baseball staff and players. Campers will play games each day, and each camp ends with our famous Pirate Slip and Slide. Full day and half day sessions offered. For more information, visit cliffgodwinbaseballcamp.com. See you there, and go Pirates!
Before anyone walks into your business, the outside is what they see. Make sure your first impression is a good impression with the right curb appeal. Hi, this is Daniel Andrews from Dan Andrews Lawn Service. We specialize in making your business look great. Let us handle all your professional landscaping needs. We do it all so you don't ever have to worry. Residential services are also available. Call us today at 717-8006 and we'll come out and give you a free quote. Taking care of your landscaping needs is all we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. You can trust our reliable team at Dan Andrews Lawn Service, covering all of Eastern North Carolina.
Volleyball players need to be able to jump higher, dig lower, and move faster. Our athletic movement program at Kinetic this summer is just for volleyball players at ages 13 to 17. It's a 6-week program starting June 13th where you will learn the secrets on how to be more explosive, how to get the ball faster, and how to serve with power. Team up with our sports performance coaches and other players to sharpen your athletic ability and take your game to the next level. Sign up today at kptonline.com.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-style restaurant and bourbon bar. Join us at the Rick House for mouth-watering steaks and made-from-scratch pastas. Check out the 16-ounce cowboy steak or the seafood delight pasta. Join us for our legendary brunch on Sundays from 10 to 2. The Rick House can feed your larger crowds with off-site catering and room for 125 in our adjacent banquet hall. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has more American Airlines flights. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
This is Stephen Igo. You've heard from me plenty on Pirate Radio Live and perhaps have read some of my work on hoistthecolors.net. Now, get an extension of our in-depth coverage on the Hoist the Colors podcast. From game previews to immediate post-game analysis to emergency podcasts for breaking news, we've got you covered. A cast of guest co-hosts from fans, former coaches, and other writers join me for 2 podcasts weekly to break down all things ECU athletics. Subscribe to Hoist the Colors now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.
Hi, this is Morgan Ahlers, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Need some beer for the weekend? Well, the Jarvis Street Bottle Shop near Christie's Euro Pub is a specialty shop selling craft, domestic, and import brews, along with wine and growlers. The Bottle Shop offers monthly beer and wine tastings featuring rotating NC craft breweries, along with live music and discounts. Stop by Tuesday through Sunday, or check out the Jarvis Street Bottle Shop on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Now let's head back into PRL. Here is Clip Brock.
All right, back with you, Pirate Radio Live. Thanks to Weave. Thanks to Malcolm Gray for joining us on the program on this Friday, our last show before we are off for a week. So we'll have the best ofs coming your way next week right here on Pirate Radio. We are trying to get celebrities, A-list, B-list, all the way down to F-list celebrities to follow us. It's a game we're playing this summer. I was given Frank Kaminsky by CJ, and I've sent out my tweet, and it says, Frank, let me get that follow back. If you follow me, you'll have 7 years good luck. So I'm trying to play a little mind game here now, because if he happens to see this, and what if he's a superstitious person and he's like, man, if I don't follow this guy, I might have bad luck. So I'm going for kind of the supernatural, the spiritual world luck.
You're like the people on Facebook who say repost this and you'll have some like monetary,
you'll have a windfall.
Gain.
Yeah. So we'll see if that works out. CJ, what did you tweet to Jid?
I tweeted hey, big fan of your music. I'm trying to beat my coworkers in this contest, and I would appreciate if I had a follow from one of my favorite rappers. And I didn't have to lie this time because I do love him.
Absolutely love Jid. Chandler, have you tweeted yet?
I'm in the middle of it right now. But what it says here is at Chandler Riggs. Well, you look at that. We have the same first name. You are my favorite character in The Walking Dead. I would love to have a follow from you.
So Chandler,
have a nice day. I'm going to end it with "Have a nice day" and see how that does.
All right. Chandler has usually the funniest, creepiest requests for follows, and the fact that Chandler, who is a 24-year-old man, is saying you were my favorite character on The Walking Dead, talking about a child, is pretty creepy.
Oh, see, I didn't know he was a child.
Yes,
I might have to back that thing up. I might have to delete that. I didn't know he was a child, dude.
A straight up child.
Wow, that is creepy.
Yeah. So I don't know if you want to fix that or not.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to fix that.
Okay.
What should I say in replace of that? That's not as creepy.
You were definitely not my favorite because you were a child, and that would be creepy. Yeah. I think you should say that.
Okay.
I think this might lead to us being on watch lists at some point.
We will be contacted by some set of federal agency.
Authorized. All right. Did y'all hear that?
Got ourselves a Woj bomb.
There are Woj bombs going off
everywhere.
Goodness gracious. We learned earlier this hour, Adrian Wojnarowski tweeting out that I just spoiled it. Utah is trading Rudy Gobert. See, I thought the first tweet didn't even have where he was going.
The T-Wolves.
Yeah. Dang. Okay, never mind. I was going to do a big build up to it. Utah is trading Rudy Gobert to Minnesota. To where, Chandler?
The Minnesota.
Minnesota. That's right.
Minnesota.
The Jazz are getting 4 first-round picks and 2022 first-round pick Walker Kessler in return. So Rudy Gobert to Minnesota.
More than that, they got more players too.
Who?
Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverly, Walker Kessler, and Jared
Beverly. Patrick Beverly. He did all he could for Minnesota. He won that play-in tournament, play-in game.
Got up on the scorer's desk, started throwing stuff.
So he'll be back for his jersey retirement sometime next season.
Absolutely.
And the ring for winning that. On it. Patrick Beverly on the move once again to Utah. That's a new team for him. Trivia question, CJ. I asked this one Wednesday night. I'm going to leave out his college just to see if you know it. And if you don't, I'll give you the college. if this player if the trade ends up going through and he plays a game in Denver, he'll have the record in the NBA for most franchises played for.
Ish Smith.
Ish Smith is correct. Well done. How many franchises has Patrick Beverley played for now?
Ooh, he's got to be pushing 10.
We need some music to play while I'm Googling something, because we tend to do this quite a bit. Just Google stuff. Google. I'm on the Google. I'm Googling.
It's Google time. It's Google time. It's Google time.
Google it up. Google it up.
Boy, a lot less than I thought. Patrick Beverley has only played for 3 teams, and this will be his 4th.
I was going to say, I can only think of like 2 or 3. The Clippers, the T-Wolves,
hit the music. Google it up. Google it up.
Beverly play? Where did Beverly play?
Chandler, he was a Rocket Man.
Oh, that's right. So this is going to be his 4th team, you said, right?
That's what I said. The 2011 Russian League Guard of the Year, Patrick Beverley. What if he's a spy? And he's infiltrating all of our major cities like Houston, Minneapolis, Salt Lake City.
I would like to infiltrate the Minnesota front office and see why they decided to give away 4 unprotected picks.
For Rudy Gobert?
Yeah. I love Rudy Gobert. Actually, a lot of people I know, I have to defend Rudy Gobert from them. Because,
name them.
Brady specifically.
Davis?
Not Davis.
Not Davis?
Not Davis?
Okay.
Is his name Davis?
Wow. I lost everything I was going to say. Thanks a lot, guys.
Well, here. So while you think about it.
Google it up. Google it down. Google it all around the town.
Yeah.
So they've got Anthony Edwards.
D'Lo.
That would be D'Angelo Russell?
Yeah.
Okay. Was Tyus on that team? Tyus?
He might have.
But he's going to Memphis.
Yeah.
Was he a part of that team?
He was at some point. I don't think it was this past year, though.
Oh, and they got Cat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So they've got a core of 4
Cat
guys.
and Gobert. How you like that on the court together?
Well, Twin Towers are returning, I guess.
Well,
Clip.
All right.
I think I like it. They'll score a lot of points.
This has been NBA Talk, and now all I want is to Google things so I can hear that music, but we got to take a break. So hopefully when Tony Dunn is here, we'll have a lot of stats and players and things to Google, because Chandler, that's my favorite part of the show now.
Did you say you wanted to?
No, I said I want to take a break.
Well, in order to take a break, I'm going to have to play this.
Wait, that's the Google track? So are you going to have that ready if we need it for the rest of the show?
No, I mean, it's just our bumper from the last
That is the official Google music now.
Well, you know what? It's the funk. And we're going to save it, and we're going to play it when we Google something up.
Thank you, Chandler. We'll take a timeout, come back. Tony Dunn joins us when we return after this. Google to the east, Google to the west, Google to the place that I like best.
Hi, this is Holt Nailers, quarterback for the Pirates. Join me from our first ever Holt Nailers Youth Football Camp on Saturday, July 23rd at D.H. Conley High School. Open to ages 7 to 15, we will work on football fundamentals, skill development, and we've got a few other surprises for all of our campers. Our staff will feature current and former college players, as well as other area high school and middle school coaches. Join me for my first ever Holt Nailers Youth Football Camp, Saturday, July 23rd. Registration is limited, so go now to holtnailers.com to sign up. Go Pirates.
Hey, O's fans, tropical vibes are coming back to Camden Yards. Join the Orioles as they face the Los Angeles Angels on Saturday, July 9th at 4:05. The first 25,000 fans ages 15 and over will receive a Birdland Hawaiian shirt. Make your summer Saturday even better while celebrating the 30th anniversary of Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Don't miss out on receiving the most popular giveaway, the Birdland Hawaiian shirt. Secure your tickets now at Orioles.com/tickets.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medi-Spa on Red Banks Road in Greenville. Free consultations available. Visit us at beautybarmedispa.com. Also follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Enjoy your visit. Love your transformation. Go Pirates!
Welcome to US Cellular, where new and current customers choose any phone they want for free.
Free? Even the one with 5G and lots of storage?
Free.
And the one with the latest everything?
Free.
At US Cellular, any phone you see is free, whether you're a new or current customer. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
We all love using Uber Eats, DoorDash, and grocery pickup. It makes life so much easier. Well, now there is cellular delivery, and the team at Cellular Warehouse has perfected the process. They will deliver your new phone right to your door with all your information loaded on the new phone, and the best thing is there is no charge for this awesome service. And you don't have to waste half the day sitting in a Cellular store. Call Toby Williams today at 252-799-7051 and let his team of experts make your cellular delivery today. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent, serving all of Eastern North Carolina.
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
When I need jeans, I order online because I know exactly what I want. They have just one moving part, and if there's something wrong, I exchange them. Buying a vehicle, especially pre-owned, is way different. Lots of moving parts. You don't want to get stuck. For a worry-free purchase, visit Phelps Chevrolet. We've been here in town a very long time. You know us. You know we stand behind everything we sell. Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville. Come get you one.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local and print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is Clip Brock.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live, on a Friday, our last live show until July 11th. So if you have something to say, you better say it now, or it may never be said again. Tony Dunn, CarolinaCatChronicles.com, joining us in the Pirate Radio studios. Hello, Tony.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey. Tony's wearing a blue shirt with a gray Nike swoosh, and on the side it's got an F. And I was like, is that a Cal State Fullerton shirt? What is that? And then I saw the tag. Well, first of all, do you know what kind of shirt this is? Do you know what brand, what collection, if you will, is it from?
I feel like
Nike.
Chandler would know this.
It is Nike,
but like a sub brand.
The subset. Like, what does the tag say?
Just do it.
It says Tiger Woods collection.
Huh.
Do you know what the F would stand for?
I thought it was a makeshift CSU Fullerton logo.
Cal State Fullerton. That's what I thought too. But I don't know. We're trying to. Anybody know what this F stands for?
Shirt was a hand-me-down.
I mean, it's a nice shirt.
Yeah.
Very nice shirt.
I don't know why I don't wear it more often.
Yeah, it's cool. That F has just got me perplexed over here. That's all I can say.
F you.
Hey, Tony, the Cubs and Red Sox. Cubs just scored 3 runs before you walked in.
Nice.
So it is now a 4-3 game in the 6th inning. What do you think about the Cubs City Connection? Is that what they call them? The Wrigleyville jerseys that the Cubs are wearing.
Is this the only one, or did they have a different one the other day?
No,
same color scheme.
Pretty sure that's the one. Yeah.
I like it. It's pretty cool.
All they've done is kind of mix in a little light blue.
Yeah.
I
like it.
But
I mean, I always feel like let the younger teams do the weird stuff.
Right. Yeah.
You just like when you're the Steelers, just keep it classic.
Keep it basic. I felt that way. Boy, the Celtics.
I don't know if I like the hat.
The Celtics have like the classic road green and home white, and they're wearing like black and gray, and it annoys the bejesus out of me.
Well, we were in the finals and the Hornets were not, so
that's such a lame thing to say.
We're busy being in jail.
What does that have to do with anything?
I'm here to stir the pot.
It's like a Cowboys fan.
Hey, whoa!
You know, that's something a Cowboys fan would say.
What did CJ say?
I was talking about the Celtics uniforms. Now they have like the most classic uniforms in the NBA. Them and the Lakers.
I thought you were making fun of them.
How many championships you wear?
Making fun of what?
The jerseys.
I don't like that they're wearing black jerseys in the finals when they already have good jerseys.
Well, when the Hornets get to the finals, you can tell them what jerseys to wear.
I tell you what, this segues right into Rage Room.
That's right. Tony wants to rage about something. Chandler, can you pull that up? Oh, well, we might as well get started there. We don't have a lot of NFL to talk about. So, Tony, I saw you Wednesday night, Sports Trivia at AJ's, and you said, hey, I hope we can rage Friday because I got one. And you were still raging on Wednesday. We're a couple days removed. Like, have you calmed down?
It was a good 48 hours. Yeah, I think I have. I'm about to write an apology, too.
Oh, cool. All right, well, set up the whole story for us.
So, I have a big yard. Like, I live out in the kind of in the country, a nice neighborhood, but outside the city limits. And I've put a lot of money and time into taking down trees over the last 5 years. I've taken down 17 trees in my yard in 5 years, 10 professionally, 7 myself. So, other day, I was like, got a knock on the door, and one of my neighbors comes over and is like, we're really concerned about the way the neighborhood, we want to keep the property value up and then the neighborhood looking nice. And I was like, my grass is cut. Like, I mean, I showed you the picture.
Yeah.
Maybe my yard is not as meticulously upkept as someone who spends 72 hours out there every day. If you could spend 72 hours in a single day, these guys do it. So it's just upsetting that when somebody comes over and they're so bored and busy that there's a little pile of sticks on the side of my house, and that was the problem.
And
I waited for the wind to blow towards their house, and I burned that pile of sticks.
All right, so somebody knocks on your door that your yard is an eyesore.
Yeah.
And how did you respond to this?
I went and bought 800 gnomes and put them in my yard. I got a little defensive to start because I was like, come on. I mean, it's not that bad. Really, it's not that bad. I don't got it's crap laying in the yard or anything like that. I showed you a picture. So what I did what they said and went and fixed it and raged about it.
You were very upset about it. So who are you writing an apology letter to?
To the guy that knocked on my door that I got super defensive with. It was like kind of like, this is effing ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's why I put that F on my
shirt. Were you angry towards him? Like,
yeah. If someone knocked on you, like, I mean, it's like this. It's like, well, how'd you feel when I told you your shirt was wrinkled that day? You didn't like it, did you?
I mean, I really could have cared less.
That's not true. You're sensitive. I'm sensitive.
He's sensitive.
Sensitive, dude.
So how was your tone toward this guy?
Not what he was expecting, I don't think.
He was expecting a... okay, all right.
Sorry
I'll
about
take care of that.
Yeah, and it was like, dude, when we moved in here, this place had 4-foot elite. Like, we've really... you want to talk about bringing the property value down? We've only added to the property value of this neighborhood. 17, that's what I said, 17 trees, dude. Yeah, like I don't take care of my yard.
But is that... so this is the Rage Room. We usually try to give pointers or tips on maybe how you can avoid these things. Do you think he or anybody else in your neighborhood was in the right to go knock on your door and say that?
No, I don't think so. Right. I think is that maybe if I had a bus in my front yard or something, or to that effect, is that, look, I fixed it and it took me less than 2 hours to do it. So how bad could it have been?
We were talking about it yesterday because I kind of set up, I didn't tell the whole story, but I was like, Tony's going to rage about something that has to do with this. And somebody responded and said, because Troy was like, would you go up and do that to a neighbor? And I was like, nah, I don't like confrontation. I wouldn't have said anything. But a guy said there's passive aggressive people that won't say, hey, you need to cut your grass, but they'll say, hey, I have a good lawn guy. Do you want his number? Like one of those things.
Well, this was framed a little bit with some of that, like, oh, I'll be willing to help you.
Oh, yeah.
And then when I got defensive, he pulled out this one. Are you a Christian? You go to church? I said, yeah. And he's like, do you mind if we say a prayer together? And I was like,
we're going to pray for those limbs?
I was just like, oh, God, yeah.
So he probably is a nice guy.
Well,
I don't know.
Well, did you pray with him?
I listened.
What a scene.
I know. What do you do?
I know.
What do you say?
Now, you did what I would have done. I'm a pushover. I'd have been like, sure, let's talk to the big man. Dear Lord, we're gathered around these.
What was his sermon? What was his prayer?
I think it was about like taking this well and neighborhood harm. I was so furious. I just was looking at my feet, going, "Please don't push this dude off the porch." And I like him. We got a good relationship too. We got a good. It's just old people, man.
Well, as you kind of described it to me, and I took it to a new level, but like. There's an old man who sits outside and watches your house like it's their TV show.
Yeah, he's limited in his mobility, and his daily activity is to sit on his porch for 7 hours and directly across from my house.
If he's tired of seeing that episode with all those limbs in your yard, he wants to see a different episode.
Many.
But he wants a new episode.
This was, and I could set this up even more, 2 weeks earlier, I get a knock on the door from his yard guy. He sent the yard guy over, and he was like, Mr. Jim just wanted me to see if you need any help. You want any help around?
That's worse than asking for. That's worse than being passive
aggressive. And the guy was like this. The guy was like, we're really busy, and I was like, dude, I just cut my grass yesterday. Like, what are you talking about? And
so the guy literally told his yard guy and said, hey, you need to go over to that guy's house.
I got some firewood pile, like real firewood, because I have a wood burning. What do they call it? A wood burning furnace, right? Yep. But
chimney.
Yeah. And so I have, but it's like stacked. I mean, but
you should go to Sam Jones and ask if they would move that wood pile on the side of the building. It's an eyesore. Could you get up your limbs, please? That is hilarious.
And then you want to even hear the kicker on the first episode of this? The guy was like, "Well, I got to come over here because he's just old and funny. He's just quirky.
Yeah."
And he goes, but he did say if I got the job, that he would give me a $50 tip. So he was gonna
He's paying somebody to fix yours.
Only to tip him. So I almost thought when I burned this pile, and it wasn't that big, dude. I'm telling you, man, it was not much. And I almost went and said, "Can I get that tip?"
You put in the work. You might as well get the tip.
But no, I feel bad. I feel bad for getting that irritated.
Right.
That's what I think my apology is going to be.
Well, that's nice, Tony. That you. I think we go through with that. Do that. Everybody's going to be in a happy.
Gift basket, maybe some banana bread,
edible arrangements.
Trying to be the best neighbor ever.
There you go. All right. Mike P says next time tell him that nagging neighbors bring down property values. Oh,
zing.
Mike P had a question too. You can cut the music. Thank you to Rage Room. Check it out right here in Greenville, North Carolina.
On Clark Street, right behind Pitt Street Brewery.
AngerMGMTNC.com for more information. And next time, Tony, when that happens, which in this case, you had a physical activity to get the rage out, but you could have gone to the Rage Room. So next time, maybe make a trip over there.
Maybe they should bring like some sticks in there, and you can like burn them in there. You got a burn pile we could use. And just full disclosure, that guy, the old finicky neighbor, lives in a house that someone committed suicide in. So I don't know if that brings property value down. I wonder if there's ghosts. I wonder if he's always on.
God.
He's like, you know why he sits on the porch? He's scared to be inside.
Holy crap. This neighborhood is.
There's going to be a neighborhood war.
Oh, my God.
The guy's not a Pirate Radio listener, is he?
I hope not. All right. Mike P had a question. If it's too hot in a room and you go to adjust the AC to make it cooler, do you consider it turning the AC up or down?
Down. I call it down.
Maybe I would say turn the AC up, but if I word it as thermostat, turn the thermostat down.
I think what we're using at AC, though, a lot of times where we're using it as a synonym incorrectly for the temperature.
Yeah,
like we mean, turn the temperature down.
Yeah.
Like kick up the AC, but turn the temp down.
Right. It's a good
question. I say down. That's what I say in my, like, if somebody said go turn down the AC, would you go, would you literally go in there and say, man, it's way too cold in here?
Right. Well, it's one of those things. It's one of those sayings. My wife, I don't know if it makes fun of me, but she was like, she doesn't like when I say cut the TV off rather than like
turn it off.
I get like cut it down, cut it off. She says that's not something they use up north. Cut, which I found interesting.
I mean, I can see that.
Yeah.
I mean, but we also don't say use guys.
Hey.
Well, maybe we should, though. Sounds cool.
So cut. Maybe that's a southern thing. I don't know.
Wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome. All right, there's segment 1, Tony, of our NFL talk. Let's take a break. We'll come back, and I do want to get some air going in here, actually.
Can you turn the AC down?
I'm going to turn the AC up.
Oh!
And we'll figure out.
Google it.
However way that air will come out, we're going to do that. Well, we'll talk some NFL and more when we return. Pirate Radio Live on a Friday after this.
In studio with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. What's new, Jeff?
You know, everybody's thinking we're having some inventory issues in the car business, which some of it's true. For used vehicles, Brown & Wood has a lifetime powertrain on every vehicle you buy from us, new or used. So even when you buy a used vehicle from Brown & Wood, you have lifetime powertrain. We cover the engine, transmission for as long as you own the car.
Brown & Wood, your #1 dealership in Greenville and the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. America's favorite light beer, Bud Light, is also the official beer of the ECU Pirates. When planning your fun times at the pool, river, beach, or backyard grilling, be sure to pick up some Bud Light at your favorite retailer. Bud Light carefully brews their beer to be perfect for anywhere there is fun, because when there's fun, Bud Light is there. Have fun this summer, Pirate Nation, and always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989.
Pepper, oh no they didn't! Papa John's just took their signature pepperoni and hand-stuffed it inside that garlic-kissed crust. Oh, now that's an epic pepperoni stuffed crust pizza like no mouth has ever seen!
Hey, Pirate fans, the Papa John's Epic Pepperoni Stuffed Crust One-Topping Pizza is only $13.99 and is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
Before anyone walks into your business, the outside is what they see. Make sure your first impression is a good impression with the right curb appeal. Hi, this is Daniel Andrews from Dan Andrews Lawn Service. We specialize in making your business look great. Let us handle all your professional landscaping needs. We do it all so you don't ever have to worry. Residential services are also available. Call us today at 717-8006 and we'll come out and give you a free quote. Taking care of your landscaping needs is all we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. You can trust our reliable team at Dan Andrews Lawn Service, covering all of Eastern North Carolina.
Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. If you're looking for wings to be delivered to your home, Wings Over Greenville has you covered with no third party needed. Wings Over Greenville has its own in-house delivery service. Be sure to try the all-new tender sandwiches by ordering ahead on the Wings Over mobile app. Open till 3 a.m. on Friday and Saturday, Wings Over has everything to cure those late night munchies. Give them a call at 758-9464. Wings Over Greenville. They deliver.
Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. University Sportswear ENC.com is your one-stop shop for all promotional products for your business. With over 1 million items to shop from, University Sportswear ENC.com offers high-quality products at prices to fit any budget. Visit University Sportswear ENC.com for contact information and to get shopping. University Sportswear ENC.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio.
Join us at Purple Blossom Yoga Studio, Greenville's premier yoga studio, for our wide array of classes, including restorative, power, hot yoga, and more. We even fly into the weekend with our aerial yoga workshops. New to our studio? Check out our special for new yogis. 3 classes for only $30. Check out our website or social media for all the information and up-to-date schedules at Purple Blossom Yoga Studio. Purple Blossom Yoga, where your health and mindset collide and help you transform to a new you.
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank that's in your corner when you need them. This is Chris Richards from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Ashley Capps, Bonner Latham, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business, come and see one of our experienced team members at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Member FDIC.
This is Big John Williams, strength and conditioning coach for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The Sidebar in Uptown Greenville is open and ready to serve you. The Tex-Mex Fusion Restaurant offers dinner and Sunday brunch from 10:30 to 2:30. Located right next door to the Dickinson Avenue Public House, the Sidebar has indoor dining and patio seating for everyone to enjoy. For the latest on reservations, menu items, and more, follow the Sidebar on Facebook or on Instagram at sidebar.greenville. Now let's head back into PRL. Here is Clip Rock.
All right. Thank you, CJ Schaefer. Chandler Honeycutt here. Tony Dunn to my left. Earlier today, Dennis Dodd covers college athletics. Says Oregon and Washington have been told by the Big Ten that the Big Ten will be standing pat for now, waiting on a decision by Notre Dame. So we're not done yet. This is all growing to these probably 4 super conferences, and ECU is going to be on the outside looking in at those super conferences.
What happened to the Power 5? Now they're shrinking and shrinking even more.
We're going to change that. We had BCS, that's gone. Power 5 is going to be gone. It's going to have a new name and a new title, and we're just going to keep playing and trying to win. That's all we can do, and having fun here at Pirate Radio.
Yeah, I mean, it's a kind of a crazy dilemma that you're in, because there's so many programs kind of like ECU out there where I have such a loyal following that means so much to the people that went there.
Yeah, the community.
And I don't even, to me, it doesn't even really matter that we couldn't, I guess, contend for a national championship, because like right now I'm just like, can we get 9 wins?
And again, we're talking football specifically.
Right.
Like, I don't think I've been bringing this up. Is this going to affect March Madness, the NCAA basketball tournament? I would hope not. I mean, as good as that thing is, you don't want to ruin it. You want to keep the Cinderellas, the underdogs, in that. The College World Series, keep that the way it is. All these other sports, women's College World Series, the softball World Series, the women's college basketball tournament, all that. I mean, we don't
field
have
hockey.
Everything other than football, really, hopefully will not be affected by this move. But football certainly will.
Is that you got to get rid of that whole college athletics kind of moniker when you talk about football, and you really just need to call it semi-professional.
Yeah.
Is like at this point, it's just clear that there's so much money involved in it. To even like that old argument, like, well, these students are getting a scholarship and an education, that just seems like such a farce when this is going on right beside it.
Absolutely. Tony Dunn joining us. We talked ECU wide receivers this week. Who's your all-time favorite Pirate wide receiver, Tony?
All-time favorite.
You were a big Hardy guy. You wanted the Panthers to get
I would say Hardy is mine.
Over Zay, Dwayne Harris?
To be honest, I got a couple. Like, I don't say a specific favorite. Like, my most recent favorite was Hardy. But I have ones from like each era, I guess you would say. So, I always liked Terrence Copper a ton.
Yeah,
it's like I felt like he was in a difficult situation here. Andre Allison is one of my old faves.
He really kind of put it was a terrible era of football, and his electricity, it was the start of building something. Now, he was only here a couple years, wasn't a 4-year guy, but he kind of bridged the gap to success.
He was a transfer student, right?
Yeah.
Was Terrence Copper a transfer too?
No, he was here.
4-year?
Yep. He was Washington High School.
Okay.
So Eastern North Carolina through and through.
Yeah, I would say Justin Hardy is my favorite.
The man with the golden gloves.
With the golden gloves.
Yeah.
And kind of also that kind of wonderful story, of the walk-on.
No scholarship.
But Dwayne Harris, I tell you this, you brought it up about him being your favorite ECU football player of all time. He was electric. And then so electric in the NFL, too. Arguably one of the best, not the best player, but in the top 5 that ECU's ever had.
No doubt, Dwayne. All right, let's move that conversation to the Carolina Panthers.
All right,
and I guess I think I know. I got my answer for Washington, and we'll bring CJ in with Pittsburgh. All right, favorite receiver, Chandler and Tony. Is it the best one? Is it Smitty?
Yeah, it's got to be.
Because much like Dwayne Harris, he did not just catch balls and play receiver. He did some special teams, but he also blocked his ass off.
Yeah. Beat up anybody.
He also was the toughest guy on the field.
Yeah.
And the smallest guy.
And not like a Hardy, no scholarship thing, but his stature made him always have the chip on his shoulder.
He broke his leg playing flag football, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, that dude he didn't know how to turn it on and off. It's like, I'm going to run this route, and it's like just a demonstration. They asked him, he was at the combine, and they were like, can you give him some tips? He's like, man, I'm in dress shoes. I can't do nothing. Like, he was like, if I'm going to run a route, I'm going to run a route. I'm not going to just walk it like Michael Irvin does on ESPN or whatever.
Man, it's kind of weird. He was so good, and he was so tough and all that. Do we give guys like that and like Jordan, and maybe Smitty wasn't a crappy teammate, but he did punch out a teammate.
I don't think he was necessarily the best teammate. If you could draw it up at making him a teammate in the lab, I don't know if Steve Smith created. Do you remember when we did the thing about who you would want to live with for a year?
Oh, yeah.
And I felt like whenever Steve Smith is around, like, you're just a little nervous.
Right.
Like, you just don't know. You, like, really like being, it's really fun, but every now and then it can go sideways real quick. He'll come on the radio station, Charlotte Radio, and it's like the host, Kyle Bailey, is trying so hard to keep him happy, and then Smitty gets irritated that he's pandering to him.
Right, yeah.
Like,
talk to me like a normal person. So he didn't have the best teammate moment of all time when he knocked out, was it Ken Lucas?
He broke Ken Lucas's nose in practice, and that was right after he was one of the bigger free agent signings the Panthers had ever had too at the time. And I guess, you know what, he didn't like. He thought he was soft. He was probably right. See, that's the thing with Steve Smith. He turns out to be right.
Yeah, but you got those buddy moments with Jake Delhomme on the sidelines and stuff, and.
Jake, he liked Jake.
Probably because Jake was kind of with the same tough mindset and all that stuff.
I always wondered if, when you asked the teammate conversation about Steve Smith, is the Panthers have had a hard time getting a duo, like 2 receivers at the same time. And since it was Smitty was the younger one, with Muhsin Muhammad being the elder, that was the only time we had really 2 that were just dominant or, very, very good at their craft. And then when Steve Smith became the elder, it was like all of these hopefuls that just never worked out, from Brandon LaFell down the list. And I always wondered if it was like them being terrified of Smitty. Like, it's like kind of like the Aaron Rodgers thing where he doesn't share the playbook with the other quarterback.
Smitty didn't want a number 2.
Yeah.
He wanted a number 4. He wanted Philly Brown to be his number 2. All right, Chandler. Smitty?
Oh, absolutely. And this happened several times during Smitty's career. And this is probably what makes me love Smitty the most is, he would take shots. I mean, as soon as he would catch the ball, I remember there was one game, a DB, he was from Alabama, I can't remember his name, absolutely lit Smitty up. And instead of laying there on the ground, he got up and he hits his helmet several times like a madman after just getting clobbered. And it just kind of shows you the toughness of Steve Smith. And obviously the Ice Up Sun game, where him and Aqib Talib went at it the whole game.
And you go back and watch it, and Talib was just out of control. Again, Smitty was right, in the right. He would stiff arm people in midair.
And this happened when he went away from Carolina and went to Baltimore. Carolina goes to Baltimore, and he scores 3 touchdowns again.
I know.
And it's
the blood and guts.
Blood and guts. And he tells somebody, I think he tells Jerry or somebody, he says, hey, when y'all get back to Charlotte, cut my lawn. He's like, cut my lawn when you get back.
And the Ice Up game where somebody asked him about Aqib Talib, and he said, you go ask him. I finished the game. He didn't.
Yeah.
Tell him to ice up.
He arguably the best crap talker in all of sports.
But you know why? Because he backed it up.
Right,
he walked the walk and he talked the talk. And
when you listen to him on the radio and all of this, the junk he talks, he still has it. He still has an edge, but it's like
on NFL Network, he still talks junk.
It's so good. He's a good junk talker,
and he's got so much pride, and he's stubborn. The whole Panthers thing could have gone a totally different direction. It'd be interesting to have this conversation if he was still not a part of the Panthers, because for a while he wasn't. Right?
Yeah, and that they had to basically welcome him back, which is a big moment for everybody. That's happy, and he's doing some of the preseason games for the Panthers now.
Also news: Luke Kuechly going to be joining the radio broadcast.
Yeah, one of my favorites was him stiff arming Roman Harper in midair as he caught the touchdown. Now this was after Roman Harper, who became a Panther,
the Super Bowl year,
and was he turned out we liked him a lot when he was here as a person and a player. He took a late shot at Smitty one time, like a dirty play
after a touchdown. Yeah, I remember that.
And I used to hate Roman Harper. He was like the enemy for me. And then he came and ingratiated. Those are those guys that you want on your team, but you hate them when they're like Cam Jordan's this way. Cam Jordan is a guy that's a great football player, but I loathe him. But if he was on my team, he'd be my favorite player.
All right, so that can't the Roman Harper play you're talking about, where he goes in the end zone, he's clearly in the end zone and he smacks Smitty. What does Smitty do? He gets up, spins the ball right there, does a couple helmets,
so tough,
and then he goes right
and then
after
gets
his
in the
ass.
fight. That's the difference between Steve Smith and a guy like Terrell Owens. Owens did the celebration, got hit, and went and celebrated again while his teammates were fighting. Smitty scores, does a brief celebration, and then starts the gets in the middle of it.
Let's go.
That's what you want.
And the other team's like, I wish he would have just kept celebrating.
I know.
I'm so terrified.
Yeah. All right. So Smitty, easy answer there.
He's the greatest receiver and our favorite.
And by the way, if you see this face, that means I score. If you see this face again, that means I scored again.
You need to look up the mic'd up moments and all that if you haven't seen it with Steve Smith.
I'm still I'm really irritated that he wasn't first ballot Hall of Fame. He didn't make it in this year. And when you look at the players, who is it? Andre Johnson, who's great receiver. And I'm not trying to take it saying he shouldn't be in, but if you look at Steve Smith's career, a little bit longer, and the numbers are all the same. And the argument you could say this is that Andre Johnson did it in a terrible team. Well, so did Steve Smith to a certain degree.
Yeah,
what I mean. He did it with a quarterback that kind of.
People forget, maybe they don't, but he was looking to end his career, and then he tears his Achilles. And then he's like, no, I'm not ending my career like this. And he works his ass off, and then he comes back and ends up finishes his career in Baltimore. I want to say that was the year that he put up 3 touchdowns against, But he was one of those guys that I'm not going to end my career on an injury at the age of 37.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just crazy.
Tough. He was a tough player. mentally, physically, like everything about him is tough.
All right, Tony, how about underrated? Is there a I feel like you've had so many guys that have been underrated because you haven't had good receivers in so long almost.
Yeah,
So,
I was thinking about this one, and and then we had some supreme letdowns. Like Dwayne Jarrett, people were, that was the big bust for a lot of people. I think Brandon LaFell was a little underrated. I mean, yeah, he had the dropsies every now and then, but he had a big year in 2013, I think.
Yeah.
I also would say someone that. How about this? Is the people that I'm going to give you are the ones that I used to talk so much junk about? Ted Ginn Jr. maybe.
That's who I was going to bring up. I mean, we talked about him recently?
Yeah, because the argument of him and Robbie
Anderson.
I think I'm asking you as a fan, but how about as a football watching NFL fan? Muhsin Muhammad's probably underrated for how good he was.
I agree. It's almost like he's gotten forgotten about a little bit but he was an incredible player for both us and the Bears, and then back again with the Panthers, 2 stints.
I like Devin Funchess. I was a big
Salad Boy.
Yeah, I was.
He
a big
is not
Funchess
underrated,
guy.
dude.
I'm not saying, but I liked him.
Salad Boy
or underfed.
He was. He's a tight end now.
Yeah, he's.
Y'all are thinking of Kelvin Benjamin.
I'm thinking of Kelvin Benjamin when I said underfed, but you're right. His Salad Boy is Funchess, right?
You don't. Do you know that story?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so I had suspicions about Devin Funchess from day one. He comes in. He's a big-bodied receiver, tall. Supposed to be a big-body receiver.
Michigan guy,
Always played soft. That was the thing. He played. It's like he had like the body that Steve Smith deserved. But so he comes in as a rookie. And they're doing this a training camp. They're just going. They bring them on like Radio Row. There, they go bring all these kids on to talk to on opening day. And they asked him. They're just asking friendly questions. And they said, "What's your favorite food?" He goes, to be honest, I don't really like to eat all that much. Maybe salad. And I was like, this dude's a bust right away. You cannot say I love a salad. I like a salad. No problem, but to call it my favorite food. And then there was a funny part is 3 or 4 years later, they did this piece he was supposed to be kind of trying to get a second wind with the Panthers, and he's like, I've been learning how to cook, and they go into his home and they took a picture of him cooking this shrimp pasta dish or something like this. I was like, come on, man.
Not a Funchess guy.
I also, what was that? What was the name of that app that you could do where you get Cameo?
Oh yeah.
So that's what we did on the podcast. One of our best things. I can't find. It's on my computer somewhere. It's in some folder that I've lost. But I paid him on Cameo. And
how much does Devin Funchess charge?
It was $5 or 15. No, maybe it's 15 or $20 or something like this. And I said to him, look, a friend of mine is getting married, and his wife or his soon-to-be wife are having a big dispute over the menu. One wants a Caesar salad and one wants a house salad. Can you give us any advice? And so then he came on Cameo and talked about salad for a minute and a half.
Wow.
Is that a jerk thing to do?
Y'all are mean. Very mean. If I was your neighbor, I'd knock on your door and tell you.
How cool is it that the C3 Panther podcast boys are bullying Devin Funchess?
All right. How about as a receiver, had a performance that you saw live against the Panthers that stands out to you? Because mine would be Michael Irvin catching a 50-yard bomb right in front of me, and he got up and did he used to do this signature, almost like a karate celebration, where he spike the ball and do all this stuff. And I was like, I hate what I'm seeing, but seeing it live is so cool right now. That would be mine.
I was not there for this game, but the one that I can only remember.
Julio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he may have done it twice.
That was in Atlanta when he put up 200 yards.
300.
Is that when he ruined the career of Benyai Ben-Wickery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor, and you know what? It wasn't even his fault. That's not fair.
We cut him immediately after the game.
It's not even fair. My man had an injury, a horrific leg injury where he missed. It was his first game back, and they go man up Julio. And you're like, wait a second, he shouldn't have manned up Julio even before the injury.
What a a-hole move by the Panthers, too.
I agree.
Hey, we fixed the problem. We got rid of this cornerback. We're good. We're fine now.
It was and that was one of the things, that one always rubbed me wrong about Ron Rivera, because he totally threw Ben Wickery under the bus. Sticky Wicky, we called him.
Sticky Wicky.
He came on the podcast. I always had liked him a lot. But yeah, Julio had 300 and something yards. Matt Ryan had like almost 600 passing yards in that game. It was insane.
How about you, Chandler? Anybody come to mind?
I do remember the very first game, Panthers game I went to, 2011. It was Cam Newton's rookie year. It was the Panthers versus Chris Johnson and the Tennessee Titans. Mariani took a touchdown. The Panthers lost that game. It was a disgusting game. So was that whole year. But Mariani, you remember the little white guy for them, number 83?
Not really.
He had a touch. He broke his leg real bad.
At all.
He had a punt return touchdown. That's about it.
That's what you remember?
I did go see the Bucks and the Panthers one time, but Josh McCown was the quarterback that day for the Bucks, so I don't think Mike Evans had a really good day.
Mark Mariani. Good memory there, Taylor.
I got one live one for you. Is Michael Vick ruined a couple of. I seem like I always went to Panthers Falcons games. Like that was like for like almost like a tradition for me. Seemed like the first few games I ever went to were all Falcons games. I was there for the Mike Vick Superman play where he jumped from the 5-yard line to a touchdown and hovered 1 inch above the ground. It was, you're like, there's no way. You're like, put it up on the board. There's going to be something that touches, and he really did it. But I was at another Falcons game. This was probably like maybe I don't know how long ago this was. When was Vic in? What was his years in
Atlanta?
Yeah. They
Probably
ended in what, 08?
02 to something.
So this must have been 2006 or 7.
Hold on, let me Google that real quick. I'm gonna Google Michael Vick's years in Atlanta. All right. Gonna Google Michael Vick. Gonna Google Michael Vick. Gonna Google Michael Vick.
He is Google.
Gonna Google Michael Vick.
Google him up.
Michael Vick.
Google him up.
Google Michael Vick. Michael Vick, 2001 to 2006, Tony Dunn.
So this would have probably been 04, 05-ish range, 06. And Algie Crumpler, I was there. The Panthers are playing the Falcons. He's saying, cut the music.
Cut the music!
That's what that means.
I like your Google 'em up, but cut the music.
So, and what he also means is turn it off.
Turn that thing off.
Cut it off. Cut it out. Algie Crump, we were up the whole game. 13-10 or something like that. And all the way, and then the last 4 minutes of the game, Mike Vick hits Algie Crumpler across the middle. And this big boy just hauled all the way down the touchdown.
Who was a tight end.
Yeah.
And Tony, when I saw the Falcons play Washington live, and Tony Gonzalez torched us, Matt Ryan to Tony G. All right, well, there you go. There's that talk. CJ, well, let's take a break. We'll come back. I'll give you my favorites in Washington, and CJ will get yours Steelers, and we'll see if there's any news and notes. Oh, by the way, Chandler, I'll let Tony answer this too. So this was 2011, Tony. Cam rookie year. Panthers fell to 2-7 on this day. Who was the Panthers' leading receiver that game that Chandler went to? Steve Smith, 5 for 33. Greg Olsen, 4 for 45. Stewart, Shockey, LaFell, D'Angelo. But this player had 8 catches for 75 yards. We'll take a break, see if y'all can think of the answer. We're back after this.
Pirate fans, the 2022 football season is going to be one for the record books. East Carolina is coming off a 7-win bowl season, and 2022 is shaping up to be even better. The Pirates need you to pack Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium this fall with a great home slate that includes in-state rival North Carolina State. The American Conference schedule features home games against UCF, Memphis, Houston, and Navy. Season tickets are on sale for as low as $125. Get your tickets today by visiting ECUPirates.com.
If you have family coming over this summer, the last thing you need is sweaty relatives. Guarantee your air conditioning system is ready to keep everybody cool. Call Delcor. Buy a new train system and make no payments until 2023. It's hard to stop a train. With inflation and high gas prices, you don't need another payment. So buy this month and make no payments until 2023. Go to DelcorInc.com or call 252-321-8868. Delcor, the service professionals.
Your vehicle is a big part of your life. That's why you should trust the team at Greenville Auto World for all your vehicle needs. Greenville Auto World believes in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right. Visit GreenvilleAutoWorld.net to see their fully stocked inventory of SUVs, trucks, and cars. Need a lift kit, custom rims, or wheels? Greenville Auto World can upgrade your vehicle today. For sales or service, visit Greenville Auto World on Highway 43 in Greenville. Pirate fans, get ready for a winning season and team up with Quality Equipment, your local John Deere dealer and proud sponsor of the ECU Pirates. When you do business with us, you'll get things done right. We're proud to offer a large selection of new and used John Deere equipment, a fully stocked parts department, and a highly trained staff who is here to support you throughout the life of your equipment. So get quality done right before every ECU game day and visit QualityEquip.com.
We have some exciting news at Angel Oak Home Loans. This is Talbot Green, and I would like to introduce you to the newest member of our team, Braxton Green. I've known Braxton his entire life because he's my nephew. He is also a recent ECU graduate and has lived in Eastern North Carolina his entire life.
This is Braxton Green, and I'm looking forward to working with you with your next home loan or refinance. Give us a call at Angel Oak Home Loans today at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show. Hosts Mark Greenhelds and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're gonna love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
This is Coach Blake Carroll, defense coordinator for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Watch all of Pirate Radio's local programming on YouTube Live. Go to YouTube and search for Pirate Radio TV and subscribe today. Watch Pirate Radio Live Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. and the Bud Light pregame tailgate and U.S. Cellular fifth quarter on game days. Just go to YouTube and search Pirate Radio TV and subscribe. Now let's head back into PRL. Here is Clip Rock.
All right, how do I know I made the right choice saying Tony Dunn and Chandler Honeycutt are my Panthers guys? Because I asked a game that, and boy, this was a blowout. Chris Johnson had a big day. 130 rushing yards, 44 receiving yards. A young Chandler Honeycutt, saw the Titans blow out the Panthers in 2011. And I asked you who had 8 catches on that day for Carolina for 75 yards.
Chandler got it.
You couldn't think of his name, but you had the guy. Because immediately you said, yeah.
Yep.
Chandler, who was it?
Well, I had to think of the most random receiver on the Carolina Panthers that year, and it had to be Leganu Nene.
I think you're leaving out a D.
Close.
Legadu Nene. 8 catches, 75 yards. Good job, Chandler.
Thank you.
And Tony, was that the guy you were thinking of without hamstrings? Is that what you were saying?
No, that's not the guy.
Oh, okay. Who was that guy?
I can't remember.
Oh, you can't remember? All right. My favorites. So,
are you happy about the Gibson extension?
McLaurin. Classic Tony there.
Thank you.
Very happy.
Good.
I mean, I'm too old to have a new favorite player. I think I've aged out of having a favorite player. But Terry McLaurin could very well be, just because he's awesome and he's
like nice dude.
God, I hate saying this. Last time I did it was about Deshaun Watson.
Oh,
great guy. He's a great guy.
He just ruined it.
We didn't say that about Miles Bridges, did we?
No, never said he was a good guy. But he's also one of the toughest guys. Like, I love Terry McLaurin. My first favorite guy would have been that I watched. I got his jersey when we went up there to a game when I was a kid. Michael Westbrook. Thought he was going to be the man. He ended up beating up a teammate, famously on camera, Stephen Davis. But he didn't love football, and I wish I'd have known that. So him. I would probably say, I can't say Westbrook now because just he never turned out to be what I want him to be. But watching Washington football, I guess my favorite would be Glenn Portis' teammate there, Santana Moss. Love Santana.
Yeah, he was good.
He was awesome. Fun to watch.
I've been talking about Stephen Davis a lot this week. They had one of those build your team with $15 things.
Oh, yeah.
And he's clearly somebody that was younger than Chandler made this, because they put Stephen Davis in the $1 category. And I was like, yeah, so I did Cam Newton and Steve Smith were the $5 category. And then I did Stephen Davis. I took that, and I ended up taking Robbie Anderson for $1, and then Jeff King. I paid more for a tight end. Yeah. But Stephen Davis, I was looking at his numbers. He had a credible 3-4 year stretch. I mean, most of that was with the Redskins. And I was thinking about running backs just because we were talking about it last week. So I've been looking around. I looked up the stats for one of my favorite non-Panther player. He's in my top. Is Randy Moss is a non-Panther favorite I had, and Marshall Faulk.
Yeah.
He had a 4 or 5 year stretch that was absolutely insane. 1,300 yards and 7. Man, he hits the 2,000. We celebrate McCaffrey like it was this crazy thing. The 1,000. Marshall Faulk did it like it was nothing. He did it 4 years in a row. Just incredible numbers by Marshall Faulk. Maybe almost underrated.
And at that time, too, especially, where running backs weren't catching as much as they do today.
Right.
So total yards, Falk, let's just look at his, this streak. So he had 1,800 as a rookie. Do you remember where he started his career?
I think I just saw it in Indy.
Yeah, he started
in he's Indy. The two. They had this, Indy had them. He had Marshall Faulk, and then he goes on to have another great run with the Rams. But then one of your favorites was
Edgerrin.
Yeah, Edgerrin James started with them too,
he was awesome,
and then went to Arizona.
Love Edge. So he went from 98 to 01, over 2,200 yards, over 2,400 yards in 99, just under 2,200 yards in 2000, over 2,100 in 01 combined yards. And even outside of that, still had some monster seasons. But, yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Stretch right there.
That's incredible.
That was when I won fantasy football, because I just had Marshall Faulk.
He had 7 1,000-yard rushing seasons and another one in the 900s.
That's crazy. I think one of the things that I like to think about this is because Christian McCaffrey is we're starting to hit the debate of, is he injury prone? Is this the end? Or should CW Sloan asked me if we should be moving him to the slot? And I've tried to temper that with these injuries haven't been occurring. The first has not been one giant injury where he's torn his knee or butchered his shoulder or something like that and had surgery. They've been these soft tissue injuries and non-contact a lot of times. But I was thinking a lot of times Panther fans get mad at how much Christian McCaffrey is on the field. And I wonder if Saints fan, I asked the Saints fan this once, do you guys say that about Alvin Kamara? And I really don't want to say this, but I hope there's no implicit racial bias going on there, because he's like, no, there's Saints fans that say he's not on the field enough, but when I go back and look at these older players, they were, Marshall Faulk didn't carry the ball a ton though. Man, he did. It was like 250, but he was catching the ball a lot.
Alvin Kamara, well, you can't say that about Kamara. Games played 16, 15, 14, 15, 13. Why would they say that about Kamara? He's played in games.
No, that he's not used enough. Because the Panther fans are saying they want to limit the reps.
You're saying should Saint fans say we need to
protect him more because of these, because he's dealt with injuries,
he's a one-man show a lot of times in New Orleans.
And they're like, no, give him the ball more.
Well, you know why they're not saying that? Because he's played he hasn't been hurt a lot like Christian McCaffrey.
He's had some.
Yeah.
Man.
But again, that's a lot of games to play.
Yeah.
All right, CJ, favorite Steelers receiver?
I'd go Hines Ward, but if there wasn't the big break-off between Antonio Brown and the Steelers, he would probably be the answer.
Yeah.
I have a favorite Steelers receiver, Plaxico Burress.
Yeah.
That's a shot to the leg. Thanks a lot.
That's so lame.
He was so good, though.
He was very good.
I just remember him from not only shooting and not only going Cheddar Bob, but also him spiking the ball as a rookie after a catch, rolling around on the ground, spiking the ball, and then the other team just picking it up and running the other way because he forgot the NFL rules where you have to be touched.
He wasn't the smartest.
No. All right. How about underrated?
I'd go Martavis Bryant. I think I loved his speed.
Yeah, but he should have been more, right?
I think he was always going to be behind Antonio Brown, and I think from an attitude perspective, he had attitude problems.
Yeah.
And from that perspective, I mean, he was never going to be anything more than what he was, but the talent was there.
All right.
He had imagine saying you got attitude problems and then being in the same room with
but not as bad as Antonio Brown.
Right.
He had an underrated attitude.
Who was that one receiver that was super fast that went to Miami? Mike Wallace.
Yeah.
Yep.
He had stone hands too.
Also, what could have been? Felt like he should have been better.
Yeah.
Who was the Steelers killer since you've been watching football? That receiver.
Gronk.
Any receiver?
Braylon Edwards.
No.
No?
Probably not.
He was pretty good. He had a good little stretch, a couple of years.
Hit the music, Chandler. Real quick.
That period of time in the mid 2010s when the Bengals won the division a couple times, AJ Green would be the answer for those.
And I was gonna say those battles with the Ravens, but they never really had great receivers.
Maybe Anquan Bolden once or twice.
Yeah. Google him up. All right. Braylon Edwards had one 1,000-yard year with the Browns. 16 touchdowns, Tony Dunn.
Yeah.
How about his 2007? Almost 1,300 yards, 16 touchdowns for Braylon Edwards.
That was a good year.
That was a good year.
Have you ever heard of Let Me Google That For You?
No.
It's a website.
Have you ever heard of this?
There's a website that, because a lot of people will send emails to instructors that will what is this? And you're just let me Google that for you. And if you go to this website and type in the Google search, it gives you this link, and you can send them this link. And what it does is it's like a little video of Google popping up.
I've seen that on Twitter a lot.
Typed up.
So anybody could use that?
Yeah, let me Google that. So if anybody asks you a question that they could easily Google themselves, you send them that.
Oh man! So I love making people look like fools. I'm gonna have to start utilizing that.
It's a great one. I can't send it to students because it's it would be a jerk move, but I do think about it.
Chad says most underrated. Chad always has a Titans thing. God. Most underrated Steelers receiver is Tarborough's own Yancey Thigpen. He only said that because he played for the Titans.
My dad, when he was doing recruiting for the military, talked to Yancey Thigpen apparently.
Turn that down. Cut that off and say that again, CJ.
My dad has told me a story before, and I think it was about Yancey Thigpen when he was recruiting as a Marine.
Okay.
He talked to Yancey Thigpen. Obviously, he didn't go to the Marines.
Yeah,
but he talked to him.
He played in the NFL.
Cool story. Neat story.
Cool story. All right, Tony. You got the C3 podcast Tuesday?
Yes, the Friday free for all tonight, where there's an opportunity for fans to come on and hang out on the podcast, and then we're doing a bunch of we're trying to set some goals of growth. We're trying to get 4,000 subscribers by the beginning of the season.
Everybody subscribe.
Yeah,
where are you at right now?
3,600.
Wow.
Smash the like button.
Yeah,
Smash the sub.
And I want to get to 5,000 by the end of the season, because right now we're the #1 Panthers podcast when you Google it. If you Google it.
All right, let's test it.
Just go to Google.
Panthers podcast.
Oh, do Carolina Panthers podcast.
Chandler's getting good back there.
Google them up. Google them up.
Oh, I see. All right.
Google them up. And we had someone do this in Canada. And when it said #1, I said we're the #1 in North America now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And
why would you listen to the 4-Man Rush or the Meow Mix when you can listen to the C3 Panthers podcast?
I know.
Good stuff. All right. Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
Take a time out. Come back. Hour 3, Pirate Radio Live on the way. We'll talk to Morgan Ahlers, Mark Greenelge, Brian North. More to go after this.
Hi, this is Holton Ahlers, quarterback for the Pirates. Join me for my first ever Holton Ahlers Youth Football Camp on Saturday, July 23rd at D.H. Conley High School. Open to ages 7 to 15, we will work on football fundamentals, skill development, and we've got a few other surprises for all of our campers. Our staff will feature current and former college players, as well as other area high school and middle school coaches. Join me for my first ever Holton Ahlers Youth Football Camp, Saturday, July 23rd. Registration is limited, so go now to holtonahlers.com to sign up. Go Pirates.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Kyle Gaines from Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Not only will you feature a great selection of pre-owned inventory for sale, but we'll also buy your vehicle even if you don't buy one from us. Drive a little, save a lot. Give us a call and make a short trip to Washington and let us buy your vehicle today. It is totally worth it. We also service all makes and models at our state-of-the-art service department. Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram between Greenville and Washington, and WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Remember, drive a little, save a lot. Go Pirates.
I can't think of anyone who doesn't love a clean car, but how often do you actually go to the car wash? Does it take too long, or maybe it's just not a very nice place? Tommy's Express changes everything. Our wash is bright, inviting, clean, and fast.
I love the flat conveyor belt. So easy to pull onto, much smoother ride, and safer for my car.
And when you join Tommy Club, you can wash as often as you like for one low monthly price.
I save money and time.
We're Tommy's Express.
At the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road, Greenville.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville, do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
Do you have any real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Are you curious about this current real estate market? Do you need a property manager for all your rental houses? This is proud ECU alum Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty and SD Harris Properties, and I would love to help answer every question you have and show you a real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. Every step of the way, I'm here to make your dreams a stress-free reality. Call me today at 347-1857. That's 347-1857. Go Pirates.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. A summer look at ECU's football schedule is next.
The excitement is building for the 2022 ECU football season. You can feel it all around Eastern North Carolina. Before the Pirates host the Pack Labor Day weekend, join us for the Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party presented by Bud Light on Thursday, September 1st, featuring entertainment from the Breakfast Club. Stay tuned to Pirate Radio for our ticket announcement on Monday, July 11th. We are Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
Coming off a 7-5 season in Military Bowl invitation, ECU football is on the right track, but it's never easy, and the schedule this year is challenging and a bit strange. The first 4 games of the season are home games, all on Saturdays in September. Not exactly ideal. Game number 1 against North Carolina State will see a Wolfpack program rolling into Greenville as a possible preseason top 15 team. This could be the best state team in years. ECU will also match up with what should be 3 more preseason top 25. BYU on the road in a long trip to Provo against Kalani Sitake's Cougars. At Cincinnati against Luke Pickle's Bearcats, the talk of college football last year with their appearance in the college football playoff. And a Houston team in Greenville, the final regular season game of the year against the Cougars, who could be the best team in the AAC this year. The good news, 7 games are at home, just 5 on the road. September 3rd is coming up fast. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m., and it's the best place to watch our favorite sports while enjoying the best wings in town. Sandwiches, appetizers, cold beer, and more. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. Tiebreakers in Greenville at Bell's Fork and in downtown Winterville on Railroad Street. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right. Thank you, CJ Schaefer. Chandler, is this from your personal collection here? Is this what you're into?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff
like
here.
it?
Yeah. Good stuff. I want to be in a club July 4th week with this blaring.
Wait, with this?
That's my good time.
Club Pirate Radio.
Hey, when are we going to that rave we talked about, guys?
I don't know, but I hope they play this.
Every good song has this part.
Oh yeah.
Where they bring
now
it
get
down.
low. Get low.
Wait, we gotta hear the beat come back up though, because it's gonna come back, right?
I hope so.
How much time's left in the song?
Oh, we got about a minute.
Okay.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Bring it back. It's building.
Here we go.
It's building. Everybody clap your hands.
All right. I tell you what, I can't wait for the next Doggy Jams because I'm going to be the headliner.
What's this track called?
Summer Games.
Exactly. It's summer.
Hey, we can do whatever we want.
It's summer.
It's summer.
Shirley's not here. Just the guys.
This is what happens when Shirley is not here.
That's right. All right, let's.
It's over anyway. So.
That was fun. And this is like summer ending, right? Like summer's over. Like this song. This is not. Summer's not over.
I was about to say, didn't it just start?
But this is the song of the summer.
I mean, yeah.
And that ending you just heard is like when September, October rolls around.
Wake Me Up When September Ends.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Green Day talked about it. Didn't was it Green Day's guy that's moving out of the country?
I don't know.
Do y'all follow the news?
No.
I don't really.
Especially not Green Day news.
News is you're not subscribed.
I don't have that app
to the Green Day Times. In Green Day news, the drummer was spotted working out this morning.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
That's cool. No, I think the Green Day guy was like leaving the country because he was upset.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Felicia.
If you don't like America, you can leave.
I got a good song for you to leave to.
See you later. See you later. Bye bye. See you later. Bye bye.
Maybe he's mad because this music's taken over America. And we're no longer listening to Dookie.
Or Pooh Shiesty.
Dookie was the famous
Dookie and Pooh.
famous album from Green Day in the early 90s.
1994.
Let's head out to the Pirate Radio live line and transition the only way we can and talk some golf and other topics with Mark Greenhill's Golf Shop Radio Show. He joins us on a Dude Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Greeny, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, Clip. How you doing?
Doing great. And Greeny, if you want to look at it, if you're a sports nut like myself, this is the last month without a football game for a while. If you prefer the beach in summer, well, folks, we're entering a great month for that as well. So all smiles all around. And we'll start with the football today, Greeny. I've enjoyed asking you about some Clemson Tigers football of the past. And this week on the show, we talked ECU wide receivers, the position group for 2022, and also looking back at some of our favorites. And you want to talk about some nominees for best or favorite all-time Clemson wide receivers. That list is pretty stacked, Greeny. So let me ask you, do you have an all-time favorite, and who are the guys at the top of your list for Clemson wide receivers?
Well, it's interesting. You know, it's when I was at Clemson, of course, we were the 3 yards in a you know. I was there at the end of the Danny Ford era, and, you know, we had a guy named Cooper who would every once in a while we'd run some kind of triple option reverse, and somebody would some other receiver would chuck it down the field, and he would catch it. And it was kind of crazy back then. You know, I mean, they really didn't have any receivers to speak of that did a whole lot. We had some tight ends that did more blocking than receiving. So, you know, you had to get into the later years when the offense opened up. And, you know, obviously we had Hunter Renfrow is probably, you know, he's like, you know, as a Patriots guy, he's Julian Edelman. Like, he's that guy that was always depended on over the middle, made big catches, obviously made one of the catches to win the national championship. We all know that Perry Tuttle back in 81 was the guy that caught the touchdown back pass to beat Nebraska for the first national championship. So if you're a Clemson guy, those two probably have to be at the top of your list.
Yeah, and the national championship catches, certainly. And you've got tons of studs in the league right now. Renfro's getting paid, but DeAndre Hopkins, of course, and T. Higgins, Mike Williams, Sammy Watkins come to mind. How about a Redskins guy, Greeny, that that never put it together? I almost blame the franchise more than him, because anytime we drafted a receiver early, it never worked out. But there was once where I had high hopes for Rod Gardner. Got it done at Clemson, never really could get it done in the league.
Yeah, he was an interesting guy, you know, and he kind of flourished and really had one good season and made some big catches at Clemson. But, you know, I don't know. I never really got the sense that he was going to be that guy at the next level.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard from that standpoint is, you know, you feel like you either got to be really fast, really, you know, kind of a tall, over the middle, you know, sideline kind of end zone kind of threat, or you got to be somebody that never drops the ball. I don't know if he ever really fit into any of those categories, so I was kind of surprised that the Redskins went with him as quickly as they did.
Greeny, we were talking ACC this week with Jeff Nadeau, big man on campus. We talked gambling and looked ahead at the odds to win the conference this year. And Clemson's a favorite, and I'm wondering, is that based off of just name and history? Is it more about, all right, there's no teams around them really that could come up and take the title? Because last year, this offense was tough to watch, and that has not been the case for Clemson for many years. But I don't know, is the thought that they're just going to, okay, last year was a bit of an anomaly and they're going to get back to their dominant ways? Or is it just more about, okay, maybe the ACC as a whole isn't that strong to take down Clemson this year?
Well, the funny thing is that, you know, last year the defense was pretty good, even despite the fact that they had a bunch of injuries, even late in the year. I mean, I still go back to the bowl game that they played pretty well, is that, you know, they had 3 or 4, you know, guaranteed NFL, you know, first, second round, third round picks standing on the sideline, and we're still playing some pretty good defense. Those guys, for the most part, come back. They get a bunch of guys back from injury. They've got some other players. Defensively, they could be the top team in the country, right? But, of course, a lot of that goes back to the offensive side of the ball. Can they actually move the ball and take a little pressure off the defense? I mean, you know, we all know that no matter how good a defense is, if your offense keeps going 3 and out, your defense is eventually going to break, right? So it comes back down to, I think, for me, quarterback play and how the offensive line handles the changes. Now, they've had to take somebody else off of a guard position, put him at center. How does he respond? I think they're set at both the tackle positions, so it's really up the middle where that offensive line needs to come together pretty quick. The good news is they don't have that big game against like a Georgia coming out of the gate, so they might have a couple of weeks to kind of get themselves settled and maybe get out in front of things and go from there. But it's going to come down to quarterback play. And, you know, we've seen what happened with Trevor Lawrence. I mean, you know, he didn't start the first 4 games of the season, but he was definitely the better guy when he came in. I mean, I think DJ is up against that now with Cade Klubnik in the mix. And, heck, we even got this kid, Christopher Vizina, who apparently in the Elite 11 is showing out and was rated as high as number 2 in that, coming in for the following season. So I think DJ's on the hot seat. If he doesn't ball out in the first couple games, he might find himself transferred.
Man, it will be interesting to follow the QB situation there in Death Valley. And one more Clemson question for you, Greeny, with, you know, Oklahoma, Texas making the move to the SEC. Now USC, UCLA making the move to the Big 12. These giant power conferences that are spanning nationwide are forming before our eyes. And where does the ACC stand in that? Where does Clemson stand in that? If the SEC comes calling, would Clemson say yes to the SEC? So how about the Atlantic Coast Conference as we know it now and Clemson standing in there? I mean, nothing should surprise anybody anymore, but how about would you be surprised if Clemson's not a member of the ACC, say 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now?
I mean, I thought years ago that they were going to get pulled into the SEC when they had the chance. I think the ACC did everything they could to try and keep them around. You know, I think it makes no sense for Southern Cal and UCLA to go play in the Midwest, right? I think we need to blow this whole thing up. I think we need 4 conferences of 16 teams. You make 2 8-team divisions, and then you have a whole system where, you know what, you win your division, the bowl season becomes, or the playoffs become, your division leaders play each other, then those game winners go play the other guys, and you end up with a national champion. Now, obviously, that's only 64 teams, right? There's other teams on the outside looking in. There's got to be some form of almost like Premier League soccer where there's some kind of relegation when you finish last in your division, right? You, in the bowl season, you go play against other teams that are on the outside looking in, and there's a secondary competition. Imagine the money that you could start formulating if you had that relegation and you had teams that are fighting to go up and teams that are fighting to not go down, along with these winners that are going to play for a national championship. Now, your bowl games become much more intriguing in that season because there's something to play for, right? And I think we're at the time where, you know, you got 2 West Coast, Southern California teams going to play Ohio State and Michigan in the Midwest over to Penn State and Pennsylvania. It doesn't make sense. Let's figure something out that makes it work for everybody, and everybody makes a boatload of money.
And that is what it's all about at the end of the day. Mark Greenhill's Golf Shop Radio Show joining us. We'll talk some golf now. And Greeny, I think you brought up this part of it, the Ryder Cup. I haven't really put too much thought of Ryder Cup and what does the Live Tour mean for Ryder Cup. I believe you have mentioned it, but came out this week where Zach Johnson is talking about it, and he said something to the effect of, I know this much, in order to play on the Ryder Cup, whether you're a top 6 or a pick, you must garner Ryder Cup points through the PGA of America. And he went on to talk about, hey, he's got friends that jump to the Live Tour and all that. So does it look like, Greeny, that these Live Tour guys are not going to be able to compete on Team USA in the Ryder Cup moving forward?
That's certainly what Zach Johnson made it sound like. You know, that they have to be members of the PGA of America, and they get that membership through the PGA Tour. And if they're not members of the PGA Tour, then they're not eligible to play on the Ryder Cup. We know that the PGA Tour runs the President's Cup, so come the fall here in September, they won't be playing on the President's Cup team. So the question becomes, what happens on the European Tour side, the DP World Tour side? You know, and those players kind of threatened that they were going to run a lawsuit out there today. So that's going to be the interesting part. And the DP World Tour fought back and basically said, you know what, we're not going to take this. We're not going to be silent anymore. And, the funny thing is you've got guys like, Sergio, Poulter, Westwood, and Graham McDowell who are all saying, we've supported this tour. Not lately, you haven't. You take somebody like Sergio Garcia, in his last 36 events in 21 and 22, has only played 6 truly DP World Tour events. Now, I'm not counting major championships because they're all part of the DP World Tour, whether it's the Open Championship, the U.S. Open, whatever. Purely DP World Tour events, standalone events. He's only played 6 in his last 36. And by the way, probably at least 4 of those, he's getting appearance fees from the Saudis, from Dubai, and places like that, or playing in the Tour Championship. So really, he's only played in the BMW, which was last week in Germany and last year in Germany. So, to say that we've supported this tour, you used to support this tour, but you haven't done it lately. So I find it hard to believe that there's an argument there.
Mark Greenelge, Golf Shop Radio Show, joining us. John Deere Classic going on. Greeny, I'm looking up and down the leaderboard and do not see too many big names in this event. Your top names anyway. So what are you looking at as far as the John Deere Classic this weekend?
Yeah, unfortunately, the John Deere Classic strength of field this week, according to the world ranking system, is only 54, whereas the Irish Open over in Ireland is 126.
Oh, wow.
What happened is this event got moved. Traditionally, the John Deere was the week before the Open Championship. Guys that weren't in the Open Championship that wanted to go play went and played in the John Deere. You usually got a pretty decent field. Then there was a plane that took you from the John Deere over to the Open Championship. With it being moved a week earlier, what you've run into is that there's a big Pro-Am event that's going to be happening next week over in Europe. So a lot of top players, whether it's LIV guys or PGA Tour guys or European Tour guys, are going to go play in that. So generally, those guys are going to leave, now or in the next day or so to head over there. And then you have the co-sponsored Scottish Open. So that's kind of what happened. But if you traditionally look at the John Deere Classic, there's some big names that we know now are big names that got their start there. I mean, Jordan Spieth won his first ever event at the John Deere, right? Bryson DeChambeau won his first ever event at the John Deere. So the John Deere can be a springboard for guys to become almost legendary status on the PGA Tour. See, that's what you kind of look for this week. Is
okay.
Who's the up-and-coming guy that wins this thing that might have a really good explosive career after he wins it?
I'll keep that in mind. Maybe not a big name currently, but this week's champion could end up being a big name. Greeny, what's coming up this weekend, this Saturday on the Golf Shop Radio Show?
So, with the Scottish Open being a co-sponsored event over between the PGA Tour and the DP World Tour, there is actually another event on the PGA Tour. So we're going to check in with the tournament director for the Barbasol Championship, Darren Nelson. We'll talk to our man, Bill Bender. And we're also going to catch up with the guy who's responsible for the fitness and the swing program for the number 1 player in the world, Scotty Scheffler, Dr. Jeremy James of Golf Forever. So he's going to break down how do